Hey guys, welcome to yet another watch along. It's India Netherlands today. I know we are a bit late, but that's because we are actually never on time, which is our own fault. But here we are talking about India versus Netherlands. India are going to bat first. There are two interesting changes in the team. Bhartiya Fulmali is dropped for Yastika Bhatia, so Yastika Bhatia walks back in. We have a lot to say on that. And then you have Arundhati Reddy, interestingly resting, is what Harunpreet Kaur said. And you have Nandini Sharma, the exciting fast bowler, coming back into the attack. Now, before I give it to Praatibh and Akshay, who will talk about a lot of things with the whiteboard. Hi, Hey, we have a Nandini in the chat. And we have a lot of people already in the chat. I know we're late. It's 6:15. Toss time. Toss time is over. Nandini for Arundhati. Yes. Where are y'all? We are back here. Now, we will address the chat. We will also have, we are going to be here until the end of the match. But for now, let's talk. Let's see what interesting things Praatibh and Akshay have to say. For whatever reason, I forgot the names of them, but here we are. So let's go to them and let's see what they have to say. Wait. I don't think they can hear you. 1 second. I, I, I don't think. I don't know why they can't. I don't can hear
Hello.
Yes, now, yes.
Perfect.
Awesome. Okay, considering we're audible now, welcome back. We're going to be on the whiteboard, talk a little bit about the toss and everything that's happened so far. Netherlands winning the toss, electing to bowl first. It's going to be an interesting game because Leeds is the venue of the match. It is currently a little overcast, which is on the conditions in terms of historical matchups, right? Since 2024 in T20 cricket, what's happened at this very venue is that teams batting first and teams chasing, it's honors even. So it's basically a 6-6 split between teams that have batted first and won and teams that have chased and won. So that's something to keep in mind. Netherlands have also made changes. They've got in a pacer in place of Sanya, and I think you can tell us a little bit about the pacer itself.
Yep, of course. So Mirth Fandirad is the pacer that they've brought in place of Sanya Surana. Interesting change because, like you said, they've replaced a batter with a bowler. Yeah. Again, a very pacey, tall pacer, Fandirad. And interesting choice. She was actually pretty decent in the warm-up games as well for Netherlands. Mm-hmm. So I do like her. In fact, I did think that she would start ahead of someone like an Isabel van der Woling. So happy to see that. Eventually they've sort of come good on it. Yeah. The reason why I'm surprised with the fact that they've let go of Sanya Surana is I thought she was one of the more technically adept batters that they have in their side. And also in the last game versus Bangladesh, you saw that their batting sort of crumbled a bit. Yeah. It was their number 9 and number 10 who sort of took them to safer shores from 160 not for 8 to 140. So that partnership between Silver Seegers and Freddie Kovadak, that really helped. Iris Willing really helped. Yeah. So now that they've let go of a batter, which means they are a batter light, so they would expect their top order to start off really well. And against a strong Indian bowling attack, this is arguably their most high-profile match ever. They're yet to play. Yet to play a high-profile game in the tournament. This is just the second one. So I personally would have, preferred having another batting option. So maybe they could have let go of some like a Van der Woning instead, to bring in the spacer. So that was a tad bit interesting.
Right. It is also interesting from the viewpoint that now they're just so pace heavy. There's at least 3 good pacers in there for them. And that's something that will be interesting to see because Harman also during the toss spoke about how they want to capitalize on the power play board from batting perspective as well as from the bowling side of things. So that's something to keep in mind. Now outside of that, I think this should be a fairly straightforward game for India. Having said that, Netherlands is a side that comes in with a lot of spirit. We'll also possibly talk about their stories during our commentary stint itself. So watch out for that. And I think that's about it. I think before we go, the change on Nandini Sharma coming in. And also Yastika Bhatia, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I am happy with Nandini Sharma coming in. Arundhati Reddy being rested, I don't know. Sure, nomenclature, they just come up with whatever they want. Yeah. But it is important to give Nandini Sharma some game time because we're still not sure what the update on Renuka Singh Thakur is, whether she's fit, unfit, or is it just a form concern. Yeah. But in that case, you would want each of your top pacers or each of your available pacers to have had some game time ahead of the big games like South Africa and Australia. So I don't mind Arundhati Reddy not playing this game because she will start bad for them. If she's fit, she will start. Giving some important game time to Nandini Sharma helps. With Yastika Bhatia, for people who followed me on Women's Cricket Central, you might know a thing or two about my thoughts on her. Not the biggest fan of her in this Indian setup. Just to be clear, I don't think she's a bad batter or anything. Yeah. I just don't think she suits this Indian batting lineup because you want Shefali and Smriti to start well, and if they start well, then Yastika and Yastika post power play strikes at less than 100, and that's not really doing your side a lot of good. So I am a bit concerned about that. What will help is the fact that Jemmy is actually fairly well versed with the conditions here. She's been a part of the Northern Superchargers for the last 2 seasons, and their home ground, of course, is Headingley Leeds. So she will know a thing or two more than the rest of them, to put it very simply. So yeah, happy to see Jemmy back at Leeds, and let's hope for a very good game.
Yeah, let's hope for a good game, and we'll hand it over back to you, Aswin, at the com box.
All right, lads, we are back at it. Now, the national anthem is going on. We will see a commentator beside me soon once they decide who is going to join me. For now, the national anthem is going on. Yeah, very, very interesting. But like Praatibh said, it should be a straightforward match. But welcome back, chat. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Like the stream because it'll push the stream out to a lot more people. Let us know if there's any echo problem, volume issues, anything at all. But it's good to see some people on the chat already. You guys can ask us anything, tell us anything, and we will definitely want to interact with you guys. We have a long way to go. Hopefully 4 hours. Hopefully a game of good cricket. Like Zedgar said, not gonna lie, somehow rooting for Netherlands after watching a video on the Netherlands team. Right, we put out a reel on our Instagram. If you guys don't follow Akshay already, do that. His Women's Cricket Central is in the description already, so please do that. How interesting has Group B become now? Right, this is the kind of question that would make Akshay's fingers. What does Spider-Man? Tingle, right? That's what it does. But Nandini, Akshay will answer that question actually depending on who's going to join me. Praatibh's going to join me for the first 5 overs, and once he decides to actually join me, he's trying to find his way onto the seat. All right, so for the anything. Sorry, lads. But Praatibh, how interesting has Group B become now?
Group B is interesting. Group B, just to be not our group. Just making sure. Yeah, because New
With
Zealand
New Zealand losing yesterday.
losing a couple of games, that was very exciting. In fact, even with the lads at Combox, they were hoping to go live if Sri Lanka wins, and they did happen to win.
No,
So
if they were going to go live if Sri Lanka loses before the death. And it so happened that New Zealand won. Sri Lanka won against New Zealand yesterday. What a tournament for New Zealand it has been, losing against West Indies and then Sri Lanka. Not a lot of people expecting this. Defending champions coming onto this World Cup, but I'm sure Akshay will have a lot to say about New Zealand. I didn't expect a lot from them this World Cup. I know a lot of others did, but I didn't really expect a lot from them. I don't know what Akshay expected, but oh yes, yesterday's match was crazy. New Zealand, I guess, almost eliminated. Yeah, I don't think they really have a chance. But yes, like the stream, share the stream to a lot of your friends. If you haven't, it'll just help with viewers and with more interactions. Like the stream to push this stream to a lot more people. The Indian national anthem going on right now. And also subscribe to Women's Cricket Central, Akshay's channel. If I didn't mention it already, it's in the description. So yeah, please do that. It will be a very interesting game. I think, I mean, I know you guys already talked about this. I think Yastika Bhatia's inclusion is very defensive because her inclusion at number 3, I know a lot of people talk about how she played well against England, but her inclusion is almost as of a guarantee that you're you're almost assuming that your openers are going to fail.
Yeah, essentially you're preparing for the fact that you are going to lose an early wicket, because Yastika's most effective period is the power play. And in fact, in protest, Akshay also turned up in the test jersey, as you would have seen, which says a lot about what this room thinks about Yastika Bhatia. No hard feelings towards her. It's just the kind of cricket that India want to play, because bringing in Yastika is a bit of a defensive move. And it shows that there is some sort of concern that they have for the top order.
Yeah.
And from here, actually, what I will be interested to see is, where do they bat Jemmy now? Like, does Yastika play at 3 and Jemmy is pushed down to 4? That's something to watch out for.
And it's a very interesting change because it's in the second game of the World Cup, but also you're doing it against Netherlands, which means you're basically trying to have a 11 before you go in against South Africa, which means this might be the squad against South Africa. Sorry for that.
No.
Unless They bring in Arundhati back in. Or let's see how this game goes about.
Yeah.
But this is what the Indian team has done essentially, right? Over the years, be defensive in a sense that prepare for the worst rather than hope for the best. But right, Nandini says fielding standards have been worse, not comparing to the men's, just comparing. Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, regardless of the comparison, objectively, yeah, the fielding standards have been very, very bad. You've seen multiple drop catches per innings and not even per match.
Yeah, in fact, before the last game started, before India's last game started, we'd already seen 31 drop catches, which was insane a stat to think about. And very interestingly, it's not just a thing that's happened in women's cricket, right? We saw it in the IPL before as well. So it seems to be a bit of a world trend. And there are some interesting takes on this, which we will possibly talk about if we see a drop catch today,
True,
in terms of how teams are now practicing their fielding and their catching itself. There have been certain changes in what teams are doing in terms of practicing that. So that's something to keep in mind. We're almost at the start of the innings.
Yeah.
The Netherlands team in their huddle.
I don't know if you spoke about the average score and all of that, did
Oh,
you?
yeah. We just spoke about the chasing and
Right.
batting first is honors even.
Yeah, and we see Smriti and Shefali getting ready. And if you are a fan watching the match in this stadium for the very first time or watching a match T20 game of women's in this, so since the last T20 World Cup, you've only had two matches, two T20 international matches being on the stadium. The first was the one before this, that was between Bangladesh, Australia, and but since the last T20I World Cup, there have been a couple of T20 games that includes 100 and a lot of that franchise tournaments and stuff. 13 matches is what I want to say, and it's not been the most high scoring game because in the first innings score, the first innings average score is about 120. The second innings average score is also about 120. So it's not the most high scoring game, which is also why I want to see how these girls go about their batting, especially Shefali Verma. Do their natural instincts, do they back their natural instincts, or do they be cautious and see how the pitch plays out and do things they haven't done before? Hey Arush, what's up?
Hey, lovely.
Arush,
Nice to
it's
have
been
you
a
in the
while,
chat.
dude. You were so context. Arush has been a watch-along viewer in our Cricket by JB account. For him to come on Women's Cricket by JB, big ups, big ups.
Lovely. Yeah, and conditions are overcast, so expect to see some swing potentially. I don't know if there is actually a correlation. That's something that can be debated on, but it'll be interesting to see. Akshay says no, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
But for India, I think because of the kind of opposition that is at hand, it is a chance once again, like the Pakistan game, for them to just absolutely dominate this fixture. There's a lot of players who need runs, who need to get those wickets, and no better opportunity than this, especially when they're traveling to Manchester next. They take on South Africa after that. A game that we can talk about in much more detail through this game itself. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how things go.
yeah, that is true. All right. So we have
Willing.
yeah, fair. I was not.
Ashwin. So Iris Willing, unsurprisingly, to start off things, going to be able to move the ball. Let's see
Yeah.
how that
Since
goes.
the last T20 World Cup, if you guys don't know, we love talking about stats. Since the last T20 World Cup, she's the highest wicket taker for the Netherlands and by far has the best economy for their team, an economy of 5. She didn't have the best economy in the last game, but she does have the best economy since last T20 World Cup, taking 45 wickets since then. She's been in a sort of good form. She didn't get any wickets last game. She's running into bowl against the left-hander Spriti Mandana. A bit of swing there, a bit of
Little bit of
movement.
inward shape.
Yeah, a bit of movement there. We do know that Smriti Mandana doesn't like it when there is no pace on the wicket or the ball. And with her swinging the ball, it will be a real tester. All right. Oh, God. Can you see the name? Can you?
I think I want
Jessica Bhatia not
yeah.
playing today. Oh, I expected her to play in place of Bharti. Buddy, you've got it spot on. You know, she is playing today in the place of Bharti Fulmali. So, if anything, you are Paul the Octopus, like Akshay would say from the first. That's the end. Right, so the second ball was a wide ball. We had Akshay talking from the background, asking if he can display the comments. Unfortunately, in OBS, we haven't been able to work that yet. Smriti plays the pull shot, not surprising, straight to the fielder, not getting that away for a boundary. Hopefully 2 runs, and that's what Smriti does. Well, this is going to be a very interesting one. Nandini says wanted to still have Bharti. Yeah, fair. We all did.
Yeah, I think it's a. There's two ways of looking at it.
Right.
one thing is you can say that they want to give Yastika some game time, very similar to how they want to do it for Nandini, because you just have more options or more players who are match ready when the game comes, if the game comes for them. That's a good ball swinging in and full end delivery. A little bit of a misfield there, but yeah. And the other side, of course, is that India are looking at this slightly defensively. Bharti Fulmali is, of course, a very volatile batter. You're either going to get everything with her or nothing at all. And so India clearly deciding against going for that ultra aggressive mode and just sticking to getting a few runs, ensuring that they have runs on the board. That's a
Oh.
wide again.
Well, I want to see how Shefali goes about this. If the ball is going to continue to swing, interestingly though, in the first game that Netherlands played, I think I didn't hear the reason for why they chose to bowl for starters, but I think the reason they did that is because in the first game they had a bat and they didn't really score a lot of runs. In fact, they only had 150. They had only one batter cross 20, and we'll actually get to that when they go about their batting. And I think they think that they are a better side chasing than batting first. Also, why I think they chose to bowl first. But this is the matchup that will be very interesting. A swinging delivery against Shefali Verma. What does she go? What does she do? And if she plays the way she actually does, or if she takes the route of being conservative. What will be interesting is if no wicket falls by the end of 5 overs, and then if a wicket falls, I want to know who walks in at number 3.
Exactly. Yeah. That I think India are very, at least the team management would be aware of the fact that Yastika has so and so numbers in the power play versus
I
the
would
middle.
hope so.
I mean, if we out from the outside are seeing it, I'm sure that the people inside
I
would
would-
be seeing it.
I would really hope so.
But here, Shefali's first ball, it's short and it
Ooh.
is edged or deliberately played, maybe.
I mean, according to me, it was very, very tentative.
Yeah,
I
it
actually,
was just poking on a delivery around the fifth, sixth ish stump.
this is when you almost know like the batter is like very conservative.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
she's tentative. She wants to take her time. I mean, it was a short ball. It was a terrible delivery, but for her to just open the face of the bat, I mean, she did open the face of the bat. It wasn't an outside edge, but it was tentative.
It was
Wasn't-
tentative.
4 runs though. She got a boundary of a first ball, like the other day where she got a 6 of the first ball.
That's
So
true. That's true.
if anything,
Shefali maintaining her opening the
Oh,
count. That's a
lovely
lovely straight
shot
drive.
that.
Won't get any value for the shot, but that looks much better from Shefali.
Nandini, very interesting that you say India needs players more like Bharti against Australia and South Africa in further rounds. It's very interesting because I think a lot of us would agree with that, to be fair.
Yeah.
And Arush saying never change Shefali, I never change indeed. I mean,
That's
for her
true.
to get boundaries off the first ball is almost a given. It's almost what you would expect. That's the end of first over. Score is 9 for no loss. A good start as compared to the game against Pakistan.
Definitely is. But what's going to be important? Definitely not. For people who get the reference, definitely drop it in the
The
chat.
comments.
Jeez, I said definitely once again. But yeah, what will be interesting is how India go about. No surprises. It is Heather Sagers who comes into the attack.
She started off in the last game
Started
as
off in the
well.
last
off
game as well.
spin.
Off break to Smriti. It's something that is always spoken about. But is it going to be as effective with those loopy deliveries as opposed to what we spoke about the last time around, where you want to sort of be quicker through the air, not give Smriti much time or room to play? So this was at 76 Ks. So this is going to be interesting.
She's the 29-year-old who retired and now has come back to play another World Cup. Interestingly, she worked for Tata Steel, which I found very, very interesting. She had the best economy in the first game, didn't get any wickets, but yeah, economy wise she was the best, and she did bowl quite well, line and lengths, very, very consistent in terms of lines, if not lengths. But yes,
And Heather is also one of those players who is very instrumental to just holding this group together in terms of being the glue. She also played a very important part during the qualifiers itself in the game versus the USA.
True.
So there's a lot that is going for her. She is coming back.
And she's an
is living
opening
the dream.
batter.
And she's an opening batter. She's had an explosive 2026 as well. That is
that's a short
ranked
ball.
short ball.
And Shefali Verma puts that away with ease. Oh, interestingly, even though the conditions are overcast, the outfield seems to be much better than the first game.
100%. That's the first thing that caught my eye as to how quickly it just rolled off the carpet. Now, this seems like really lazy off-spin bowling, if I'm being honest. Being an off spinner, I think I can't help but pick up on the technical side of what is happening here. It just seems like she's coming in and rolling her arm over as opposed to using a little more off her body. Her non-bowling arm sort of dies off, and she's also not getting any kind of pivot. Now, you'd obviously question whether or not it's needed in a T20 game. It's something you can
You'd
talk about.
always want it.
But if you're going to be bowling at 70 clicks and you want something to happen, you need to have more revs on the ball. So this right now should be easy pickings. The only way I can see an Indian batter get out here
Just
is
play a
lose
rash
their
shot.
own shape because of how slow the ball is
Lovely.
coming
What
to
a
them. Oh,
beautiful shot. That was your Ritwik. Clears the front leg, just stabs the ball with ease. Especially when the ball was not so quick. Her timing did it. I mean, I gave her a lot of slack in the
yeah,
first game about using power, except she didn't need to do that at all. 19 runs already before the end of 2 overs. India are going really, really well. Being cautious, not hitting the ball in the air, playing safe shots, but getting boundaries. I think this is a fantastic way to up your run rate, and that's exactly what they are doing. Zedgar, two shot easily picked up. Yo, the outside. Yo, the outfield is quick. Exactly
exactly.
that. Yeah, Zedgar. What a name. But yeah, I kind of agree with the non-ball. Man, that's just
Yeah.
not using a body at all. But yeah, if you guys don't know, like we were talking about, she's looped it
Oh,
up a
that's
lot more.
beautifully played once again from Smriti. That's the kind of delivery that can actually get you to chip the
True,
ball
true.
in the air.
Reaching for the ball.
For the ball, but she's timed it to perfection. And this tells me that it's already a better pitch, which seems to have truer pace. And that is the end of the over.
Yeah, end of the over 23 for no loss. Yeah, what two good shots by
Yeah,
Smriti playing it along the ground, looking much better than she looking much better than she did in the first game.
yeah.
So good. That's
On
that's
Smriti.
yeah, good signs for the Indian team. Yeah, like we were talking about, she's the player that retired at the age of 29. She she played 15 years of international cricket, and then her older sister asked her that, hey, we have a good chance of qualifying to the T20 World Cup. We have a good team, but
Do you want in?
it'll also be helpful if you come back. At the age of 29, when she just finished her internship in Tata Steel, she said, hey, let's might as well go back and play the game that she loves. Shifali Verma nudging it to square leg is what I want to say for a single.
Younger
Oh,
sister.
younger sister. I apologize. Young Akshay corrects me.
Odishak running around
Younger
the field.
sister calls her up and says, hey, let's get back into playing cricket. And that's what she does. Before she retired, by the way, a couple of months ago, she scored a T20I 100, being one of the only Netherlands players across men's or women's to score 100. So why not just play the game that she loves? And here she is back playing the T20 World Cup. Apparently, a few years ago, she wrote on a whiteboard or a piece of paper that she does want to play the T20 World Cup of 2026. She doesn't remember when, but he manifested it, and if manifestations work, well, this is one sign of it. What do you think of the pitch in the outfield? Doesn't seem to be a lot of turn, but
Yeah, I mean, could also attribute that to the new ball and the lack of revs on the ball. It'll be
true.
interesting to see once some of the other spinners come into play. But I definitely think this is already a better pitch than what we saw against
True,
Pakistan.
true, yeah.
Of course, it's a different venue, so you do expect there to be something different. The outfield is much better. Shot once again, pulled beautifully, but straight to deep square, and that'll just be a single. And yeah, like you can already see the batters timing it much better. There seems to be a certain comfort in how they're going about their innings. So just expect to see more of the same, and hopefully India can get out of this power play with a big score without losing a wicket.
am I always frustrated when Smriti Mandana gets a short ball and hits it straight to square leg? Yes, absolutely. It frustrates me to the core. As a left-hander, if you have only two fielders in the deep and you can't get that away for a boundary, you're doing something wrong. Ooh, that was a very risky shot from Shefali. I mean, it's only for a single, but she played across the line from middle stump in case there was a variable bounce. There's no way in hell she was getting any bat on it. But all that being said, she does get a bat on it, gets a single for herself.
Yeah.
Shefali 11 off 6 is what you would expect from her. Smriti is 13 of a number
10.
10, I think,
Yeah.
I'm assuming, is again something you would expect from her. 26 and 2.4. India is going well. I mean, no surprises here. It should be a game that goes in this progression,
Yeah.
hopefully, for Indian fans. Do you think India can get 50 plus in the power play? Asks Sarush.
I mean, at the rate it's going, I don't see how they won't get it in the fifth over itself. So, I mean, they're going at nines right now, almost 10. It depends on whether they lose wickets or not.
I have a question for you actually. After the first game against Pakistan, where we did lose a couple of wickets in the power play, do you tell them that, hey, you have to be a little more cautious, or hey, bat the way you have always batted in the last 1 year or two?
That's a very interesting one, right? It has a lot to do with how this team management is approaching games itself. We know that T20I cricket has changed a fair bit across genders, but even in women's cricket there is a lot more intent. There are bigger scores. In fact, we are estimating this World Cup to have some of the largest scores that we've ever seen across the history of T20 World Cup cricket.
True.
And so sticking to that particular aspect of things, you would want India to play more positive. And so sure, you would have lost those wickets in the first game, but if you start playing with that mindset, which I think they have in some extent with the selection of Yastika,
That's true.
which ideally they shouldn't be doing. I think they should just stick to being positive. Also, because we have the batting. It's not like we don't have the batters. Our top four are all solid. And after that, you still have Deepti Sharma who can save a collapse. You have Richa Ghosh who can explode at will. Bharti Fulmali could do that. She's not playing today. So you have Yastika Bhatia who is in the mix. So there's enough batting power for India to possibly not have to go every single ball, but still play with a lot of good intent.
That is fair. I agree with that actually. Yeah, it will be interesting to see how. Oh, we have. Oh, my God, I can't.
Van der Boning is into the attack.
At this point, I've given up.
So she also is a part of the trio of pacers that did really well for the Netherlands during the qualifiers. I think 24 wickets between them. Starts off with a short ball. That is something that Shifali has been troubled by in the past. Completely not in control, but manages to get it to the boundary. The ball hit the upper slice of the bat. She's lucky it hasn't gone to a deep fielder and she's not dismissed out caught.
Can I tell you something though? I mean, it's a good ball. She wasn't in control of it, didn't even look at the ball.
Yeah.
But it isn't a surprise that she gave away a boundary in the very first delivery
Yeah.
because she's bloody expensive. She has an economy of 7.2.
Yeah.
Since the last T20 World Cup, she's been the most expensive bowler for Netherlands. She was the most expensive bowler even in the last game for her, and she doesn't get a lot of wickets.
Right.
So number wise, nothing's really going for her. So don't be surprised if she gives away a lot of runs, but you might never know. I mean, the first ball for a boundary, the second ball might just be a wicket, and everything that I've said might just be neglected. But yeah, her giving away a boundary in the first ball is not a big surprise because she's very, very expensive as a bowler.
I think with Warning, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, what you also get is a little more pace to work with, because you can see that she's definitely quicker than Zwilling. So that's something that you have to account for, which means that it should be easier for the Indian batters. And as you can see the field, they have a deep third and they have a deep square. So there will be a ploy to ball it around that goodish short of a good length around the stumps. You don't want to give too much room to Shifali because then she's just going to slash at it, which in some cases might be okay because she might slash it straight to deep third. But it's something to
Damn.
watch out for.
Sanskrit, for the thing I said about how expensive.
It?
Sanket, sorry. Thing I said about how expensive she is, he asked. So she's like Arundhati Reddy then.
Well, at least Arundhati Reddy has been
Big
getting
swi-
wickets.
Yeah, she does get wickets. She was the highest wicket taker against Australia, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
in the
the
Australian series.
Yeah.
Well, so is she? Is she? Well, make your comparisons, and you're not being mean. It's chill. Things are chill around here, as long as we respect each.
We're halfway through the over, and Warning's actually done well to produce 2 dots after being hit for a boundary first up. It's about how she can follow up for the
I have a
remainder
feeling-
of the over.
Oh,
And that's exactly what I was
I
saying.
was
The
just
moment
gonna say.
she goes a little wide, there is no protection there. There's just a deep third, and she has paid the price for that. She has to be a lot tighter than that.
Yeah, and if you're bowling it short and wide to Shefali or Smriti with a pace of 109, for two batters who love pace on the bat, you're asking for punishment. I think this is like the trade-off, right? With bowlers like this with high pace, you can have good bowlers like Lauren Bell, for example, are quick. Their ability to take wickets is right up there because they're bloody talented, but also hardworking. But you also have fast bowlers who they can be all over the place sometimes, and when that is the case, they can be very, very expensive. So that is something to watch out for. What
That's
a
beautiful
shot!
shot. Gets almost all of it, and that's a 1 bounce 4. Beautifully timed by Shifali. She looks in good touch.
In the slot, mind you. Also, why my voice kept breaking there. In the slot. And yeah, Shifali didn't even have to clear a front leg. That was right up there. She just had to swing the bat. Oh, that was a beautiful shot. A front elbow being respected the way it would by any classical batter. And I respect her for that. Completely bottom-handed, but a front elbow being right up there, 90 degrees. That is what you want to see, and that is what you get.
So was just gone from bad to worse for Warning.
Oh my God. Shifali looks for a streaky, I don't know what, being... I mean, there's a third man
Yeah, there is a
still, I'm
bit there.
assuming.
Yeah.
That was a very unnecessary shot. Aru says, Lauren Bell can also swing it a goddamn mile. Indeed.
True.
Yeah, Lauren Bell can do a lot of things with the ball, and it's insane what she can. Good on her.
I think with Lauren Bell, the height also comes into the picture. She has the ability to get that extra bounce. She's also got a good mean bouncer, so that's something you have to
You know,
keep in mind.
interestingly, I was just thinking about this, and Arush might remember the last time we did watch along, I was sick, and I'm still coughing. For people who were there the last watch along, and now you might just be wondering. I mean, of course not. Like, if you're not wondering, but I am wondering. Right. So 4 overs down, 38 for no loss. I think it was. I forgot who it was. Nandini asking. Oh,
Smithy steps out.
lovely shot by Smriti, walking down the track, getting a bit of a pace on the bat, just 98 kilometers, but her bringing out that pace by stepping out of the crease, clearing mid off. That's a beautiful shot. This was almost her template against the spinners last game, making sure she gives room to herself and plays it through the offside, and that's exactly what she's doing. Smriti loves walking down the track and making sure there's some pace generated for her to play with. Both of these batters looking really, really solid, especially because of how solid they are, but especially because of how the pitch is also playing out.
Yeah, 100%. And the keeper comes up. That's something we saw in the last game as well because Smriti likes to step out.
Oh,
This will stop her from doing that, but I don't think it is going to stop her from getting runs if Netherlands continue to bowl like this. They've been a little wayward in their lines more than their lengths. And this is how Mandana's drives have looked today.
you know what?
Yeah.
Something we have actually talked about constantly is her not using her feet a lot while playing her drives, but the drives she has been playing today has been using her feet, which she didn't need to this time. Short and a bit wide, just outside the off stump. She didn't play a cut shot. It was a back foot drive. Timing it really well once again. The outfield helping the ball reach the boundary. Well, Nandini, if 50 wasn't enough for you, I'm sure we'll get more by the end of the power play. This is
Yeah.
a question. Oh, what a lovely shot. She timed that really, really well.
Beautifully.
Rising with the bounce. You saw her toes, feet. She was on her toes while playing the shot. Akshay and Praatibh, this is a question for both of y'all. I know Akshay isn't the commentary panel, but I think getting an open. Oh,
That's another poor delivery down the leg stump, and Smriti sweeps it. Unlucky to not get the boundary. That's really well fielded
what
at the
is up with
boundary
Smriti and not getting boundaries on the leg side?
and playing a sweep shot.
Yeah, I know. Right.
Sankirt.
Sankir Das, who do you think is the most improved bowler from the last T20 World Cup?
Damn.
Let's stick with the Indian team for now. Let's stick with who do you think is the most improved bowler since the last T20 World Cup? I don't know about him
Yeah, like I
because all the bowlers who were there almost.
fell off. That what Ashwin wanted to say.
That's a Deepti Sharma. So she got a 5 in the.
I don't think I'd say
No,
Deepti Sharma.
I don't think so. I just had to pick out a bowler.
Fair. Yeah, a lot of the bowlers from the last time around. I mean, a couple of them are still in the squad, but I mean, Renuka's
That's
not
a
playing.
really, really good ball.
Good
Very
ball.
tight line and length.
That's a good question, Sankit. I honestly don't know the answer to that because the bowlers who've carried on from the last World Cup to this one, I won't say they've been the most improved or anything of the sort. And at the same time, we've got a crop of some interesting bowlers. I think Nandini Sharma is a talent that excites me the most because she just seems to have a very big heart in terms of how she not only is happy to bowl those bouncers or those slower deliveries and mix up her pace, but she's also ready and one of the few bowlers who's actually ready to bowl across phases. A lot of Indian bowlers seem to have a preference to bowl with that new ball.
True.
But with Nandini, she's happy taking up the responsibility of bowling in pressure or crunch overs.
True, and that's 5 overs done, and that's a change in comps. We will go on a break for 2 minutes before we come back. We're back live with Akshay. If you don't know Akshay, go down to our description. Subscribe to Women's Cricket Central. He talks about women's cricket all around the world and not just Indian cricket like us, which is quite sad if you think about it. I mean, we are sad. He does his job quite well. So check out his channel if you haven't already. What do you make of what's
Catch that, catch that. Am I the good luck charm they need? Of course I'm not.
Oh,
because it
good
falls
lord.
in no woman's land.
Insane. The second Akshay comes on and this happens. But yeah, 5.1 score is already 50. That's a 50-run partnership. What do you make of how India's gone on?
I mean, fairly unexpected lines. A bit disappointed with their bowling plans, the Dutch that is. They've usually used Silver Seagers in the power play. I'm very surprised that they've not gone to spin. She's been very consistent for them, has been easily their most economical bowler. Bowls the second or the fourth over. I just don't know why have they stuck to pacers. Because I think a spinner could have, I mean, it would have been something different. I'm not saying that she would have definitely gotten them a wicket or something. But yeah, interesting that they've stuck to their pacers. Oh my
That's a
word.
low full toss.
Yeah.
She'll be disappointed that she didn't get that ball. But I agree with that, actually. I agree with that because these fast bowlers are fast, unlike the fast bowlers against Pakistan. No disrespect to any bowler. And Smriti and Shefali on this pitch, especially looking at the way it's playing out, I think they would love that pace onto the bat because they relish that pace onto the bat. So I think playing that spinner in the power play, yeah, would have been something different.
Like, the lines are wrong. But I'm not sure what's up with coming round the wicket. What exactly is the idea? Because she's been bowling too straight. 108 clicks. So Fandira, of course, is easily the quickest bowler. That's something that I spoke about up top as well. I'm happy to see Fandira getting some chances. But if I'm being completely honest, when you look at the Dutch pace attack, the one thing that I had felt before the tournament was that they aren't quick enough. Of course, Pakistan is not exactly a decent example
Yeah,
of a
no, no,
solid
no, yeah.
pace bowling attack. But if you compare them to, say, Scotland or Ireland, they've got much quicker pacers.
Right.
And that was actually a bit of a concern for me personally. Like, if you look at a Neeraj Spilling, she bowls at about 100, 102 on an average. Come on.
Oh.
Can't be bowling down the leg on both sides.
Why are they coming? Why are they? What's up with the line of attack? Is my.
I mean, it's her first game after a while. She didn't play the last game, so I will cut her some slack and hopefully, yeah, she comes good. She gets into a rhythm soon enough. But that was something I was concerned about. So, which is why I was also sort of hoping to see Fandira get some chances right up top because, come on, Mat, come on. That.
Yeah, this is not the best way to finish off the power play.
So, again, once again, I'll have to say that Isabel missing out. I mean, Isabel not missing out and Sania Khurana missing out. Bit of a surprise exclusion. So let's see. Of course, they still have got Caroline Delanga to bowl. She's also another wrist spinner.
Oh yeah, she's a beautiful wrist spinner.
She's a very conventional wrist spinner. Loops it up nicely. Come
Oh my
on.
god, that's a brilliant take by the keeper. Good lord. I also think it seemed out after pitching. What is up with the line and length today?
Baby over. Come on.
Oh, the concept of baby overs. Now, sticking with fast bowlers, there's an interesting question from the Inquisitive Doctor. What do you think about not including Renuka Singh Thakur in the playing 11?
I'm fine with it because clearly form seems to be a bit of an issue with her, which is why they didn't play her versus Pakistan as well. So in all likelihood, she right now is probably the last in the pecking order.
It's quite sad, you know.
Sad, but it's true.
True,
And
true.
also, she's fairly one-dimensional in that she can't be used a lot post power play. Finally gets her lines right.
This is what she should have been doing in the first place, coming around the wicket to Smriti.
It was interesting that she went around the wicket to Shefali and over the wicket to Smriti.
That's why I was so confused with the line of attack. Like,
that is true. But yeah, with Renuka Singh Thakur, she has fallen off pecking order. I think right now, if I have to make Arundhati, Kranti, Nandini Sharma, and then Renuka in that order. So, come on. Can't be challenging both sides of the crease. That's like.
No, I get the frustration, and
this moved away, by the way.
Yeah,
So
moved
she
away.
was trying to bowl an outswinger. Then again, why are you bowling in swingers from over the wicket and bowling wides, and outswingers from around the wicket and bowling wides?
To be fair, around the wicket, an outswinger is a good tactic to a left-hander because, if you're controlling the line.
That is true. Exactly.
But like, I get her logic because she wants the batter to be enticed by the ball and fetch.
Oh my word.
Oh, this is
At this point in time, she can.
Yeah, this is a nightmarish over, but this is those kind of overs, right? Like you said, you're playing after a while. You want to get into rhythm, except you're not able to, and whatever you try to do is not working out. Now, something I think Michael Holding talks about a lot is if you're not able to control swing, the easiest thing to do is hold the seam cross.
Yeah, exactly.
the easiest thing to do.
Yeah. Don't try to swing it. But another. This is more in hindsight. Like, why give her the 6th over then, which is usually a very crucial over because batters tend to target that power play. But again, that's a lot more hindsight based. Come on,
Good
Mud.
lord, this is what over Sankirt Singh Yeah, saying giving competition to Arshdeep.
I feel for Babette Dillia because Babette has to really stretch her arms both and she's being tested here. And anything she misses will go against her name. She's come all the way to. But she's like, please, just please.
It's you know what I feel for.
Still bowling seam up again.
Yeah.
She's still trying to move the ball. And you don't have. I mean, it's lovely. The release is lovely.
Yeah, it's beautiful seam position
Yeah,
and everything.
yeah.
I mean, she's doing a job, except.
Oh, cross seamer. It's
Oh,
a cross
let's
seamer.
go!
There you go. I guess Babette told that to her. Ki, "Behin, cross seamer dal de." Of course, in Dutch and not.
In Hindi?
Yeah,
Imagine Shefali in the non-striker and hearing Behen cross him. Anyway, the Inquisitor doctor asking that's true, but against the Aussies and Proteas, you got to get early wickets in the power play. That's the only way to stop them. And Renuka is still our best bowler in the power play.
in
Not
current
yet.
form, yeah.
Not yet. Yeah, not yet, bowler. Not now.
Yeah.
Not now, especially in the current form. Yeah.
In fact, for what it's worth, Babette also is someone who plays a lot of domestic cricket in South Africa. That's definitely that. She will hope comes in her favor. She in fact represents the same side as Minyo Dupriya.
Right.
So who's still plying her trade in domestic cricket. So she has some valuable experience. She along with PB Merkinbor, you know.
Yeah. That's the end of the power play. That's 6 overs, 59 for no loss. Did you see that single where Smriti hesitated to take that single where the ball was going nowhere to the
I
field?
think I zoned out after the in 7th. I don't know how many ever wides.
No, I don't blame you. I don't blame- This is that like that's when you know. I don't hate Smriti. Okay, I like her. I think she's the best Indian player and all that and all that. But I think that's when you know you're so bad running between wickets when you're hesitant towards taking a single when the ball goes nowhere close to a fielder. But yeah, 6 overs gone. This is what India would have hoped. 59 for no loss. This is what you do. This is what you prepare for. This is why I would hope that Jemmy walks in at number 3.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in time, there's no ball. And even in the first game, by the way, over here, I was just the Australian spinners, make of it what you may. I
Against
know,
Bangladesh, by the way.
Yeah.
Australia Bangladesh was on this ground
yeah,
right
on
before
this
this
very
match.
same
Yeah.
surface.
All right.
Yeah, so they conceded only 20 runs in 8
Mhm.
overs, while the Pacers conceded what 1 of the remaining 12. Make of it what you may, but the Pacers conceded at a slightly higher rate. That's all I'll say, run rate. And again, like I said, because the opposition is Bangladesh and the question is Australia, just the
Yeah,
disparity in quality it makes you wonder, whether these numbers are achieved or not. But yeah, watch out for Silver Seeger. She's been consistently doing well for them in the Tri Series and over here. You can see her there in the frame along with her elder sister Heather Seegers. Watch out for Caroline DeLanga and Frederique Overdijk, of course. These 3 spinners will be plying their trade now in the middle overs. Frederique is also an interesting player because started off as a pacer. She was in fact easily one of the quickest pacers in the Dutch bowling attack.
Mhm.
Took a 7 for the best bowling figures in women's T20 eyes. And then like you know what, this seems to be let me bowl some off spin and get Smriti.
A lot of the players in this team have a very, very interesting story. In fact, yesterday we were reading about Netherlands cricket and how they came about and how they were first the pioneers of the of women's sport. They developed quite early. They hosted Australia and England, and then over the years they had across 40 teams in the country by 80s and 90s. But after 2000, when the women's and the men's board had to merge, a lot of that just went apart and Netherlands just went downhill. After representing in 4 consecutive World Cups, they weren't part of any World Cup 26 years. That's until this World Cup in the team. That's
The Netherlands have actually played a woman.
what?
And not too long ago, this was in 2007. Dani
Wow.
Panikak made her test debut versus. So that's how much they used to play, and this is after the merger happened.
Right. And then unfortunately a couple of years later in 2010 and 11 they lost their ODS status. This is quite sad. Since the last T20 World Cup, she has been the 3rd highest wicket taker. So oof.
Watch out for her once again. A very modern day T20 sort of archetype when you talk about this that way. Very flattish, very quick through the air. She doesn't really loop the ball up and tries to be as full as possible, tries to get under the bat and does not like to give any sort of elevation to batters or give batters any chance to get underneath the ball. So I do like that about her. And she still managed to sort of impart some revs behind the ball. She still gets the ball to turn. So that's also an important feature of her bowling.
Talking like a little bit about her technique, you could see, I mean, I don't think she's the batter. In
I think I'll see that. Yeah.
in the sense,
Oi! Gets a line wrong. That's a 4.
that's an easy 4 down, fine leg for a 4. But but what's interesting is because her action is so quick and because of the amount of shoulder she's putting behind the ball, like Akshay said, even though she's bowling quick, she's able to put a lot of revs behind the ball. So an action like this doesn't necessarily, I mean, as much as you still would want, it doesn't necessarily need a non-bowling arm because of what your
Yeah.
shoulder is doing and how much it's going through. You would always like a non-bowling arm, like Praatibh talked about initially. But yeah, because of the way she goes about her action, good
Better.
lord, I feel like it hurts my shoulder. But because of that, she's able to very doesn't matter. I was going to make a men's comparison. I don't want that. But yeah,
No, but you know what's the one difference, and that's something that I find surprising. I agree with that comparison. You can see the similarities between her and Rashid. But the strange part is she does not bowl that many googlies.
correct.
Her action just lends itself to bowling a lot more googlies, and in fact, she should be a natural googly bowler. And it's surprising no one's really worked on that with her, because if she develops a lethal googly and bowls that more consistently, she does have one. But yeah, that's something I found really surprising. She still sticks to her stock
Leg break,
delivery
yeah.
each time, and she has a flipper. But again, the thing is, because of her stock delivery being quick enough, your flippers don't necessarily be that
Yeah.
effective.
I mean,
So-
your flipper is then just basically a straighter one.
yeah, exactly. That's it. Better, much better. I like the pace.
But you know what's interesting on pitches like this when it's very true? I think if I were a if I were a batter, especially if I was Smriti and Shefali, I would like pace on the ball, especially from a spinner. Then I don't have to do much. I can continue to play the way I do, which is also why I do want to see if she does vary her pace quite a bit, because I think that's the only way to get a wicket on this wicket, especially against these two batters.
someone like a Caroline DeLonga then comes into the fray, because she slowed this
Slowed
up
it up, yep.
nicely. I want to see I want to say early 80s, 70s. And that is.
It's the end of the over. I will be
Oh,
shocked.
that's Tim the leader there. Hello, Tim. Hope you're doing well. Player of the match in the 2003 World Cup versus India.
Oh yeah.
That guy took such
Yeah,
a
yeah, wicket. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
So nice to see him there.
The Inquisitive Doctor, I think, asks or says, finishing in the top 4 in the group gives the team automatic qualification for the next T20 World Cup. Pakistan, Netherlands, and Bangladesh have got something to fight for.
That is true. That is true.
Is-
There's the reason.
No, go on.
No, there's the reason why Bangladesh qualified here in the first place, right? Because last edition Scotland didn't, and they had to once again go through the qualifier. So yeah,
Right.
fingers crossed we'll see. We'll see Netherlands notch up one. But you know, you were talking about Netherlands. You know, another European nation that was actually very active in women's cricket in the 90s, and they're far away. You've not even heard. It's a
Italy.
it's a
Yeah.
popular country. I mean, country-wise, yeah, but they have absolutely no.
Germany.
But I like the direction, but no, not.
is
It's
the-
Caroline DeLonga.
the-
Oh, come on. A drag
on.
down first up.
This is the quiz master in Akshay coming out.
That's true. That's true. If it helps, no, this will be too. That country ended up giving one of the most iconic records in women. That's a giveaway. Oh, records in women's can all of ODIs.
Well, you know what? Chat, guess it.
Yeah.
If the chat doesn't guess it, then we'll answer it.
Okay, what do you think is the most iconic record in?
Well, chat.
I'm asking you.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
What did Belinda Clark do?
Good.
Yeah. Who was it against?
Oh, we know this. We made a video on this.
The chat's answered. It's Arush.
Oh, no. Yeah, we did.
It's
Because
Denmark. Yeah.
we were shocked when we found that out.
Denmark used to actively play cricket back then. In fact, Pakistan, when they first started playing cricket in the 90s, they were touring the likes of. I mean, they didn't tour exactly, but they were hoping to play the likes of Denmark a lot more so that they
Right.
can notch up a few wins and convince the then women's ICC or the IWCC that, you know what, we can
Shot.
actually handle ourselves in international cricket.
For a single?
So, by the way, Ireland played a women's test in 2000.
Yeah. The Denmark thing, we were shocked by. It's a membership video if you aren't a member. Think about it.
But if they said I'm a member, that's how I know this. I'm the member. I've watched this. content. That's how I got
absolutely
that
not.
info.
He's like the encyclopedia of women's cricket.
Oh,
Oh.
come! Oh, well kept. I thought those were.
You know,
5
interestingly, she was the best bowler. I mean, of course, you know, but she was the best bowler in the first game. She got the opener out and the captain batting at number 3. She did extremely well. Again, I think she is very good in terms of varying her pace, but I think something else she does really well is use the crease pretty well. She
True.
uses the width of the crease a lot more than any of the Indian spinners that I've seen, and I was very, very impressed by that.
But she tends to miss her lengths way too often. She's either too full or too short, and this is something I observed even with the qualifier as well. That's where Silver Seekers is a lot more consistent,
Right.
is a lot more of a dependable option. Caroline is one of those very mercurial high variance spinners. On her day, if she's good, she's genuinely good because you can see that the trajectory, the loop that she gets. So she can be a very difficult bowler to face if she gets her length right, but that's a big if there. Meanwhile,
Sorry, go on.
yeah, carry
No,
on.
no,
Oh, well
I
bowled
was just
again.
going to appreciate the chat with Inquisitive Doctor, Nandakumar, a lot of you,
Yes, Arush.
Arush,
Yes.
all of you getting
Yeah.
Denmark, right?
I heard an Nandini earlier on as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
all of you in the chat, thank you so much.
Oh, lovely stuff.
Yeah.
That's the end of 8 overs, 72 for no loss. Praatibh will be coming in with any number stuff. Yeah, he'll do a numbers breakdown and then we will have a break. Actually, we'll have a break. Praatibh will come and then back to comms. India going really, really well. The run rate has come down a tiny bit, but I don't think that's of any problems because we still have 10 wickets in hand. But I do want to see, I'm not going to lie, I do want to see, as much as we are a little laid back in terms of the runs and focusing on the match itself, I do want to see Shefali or Smriti, one of them take the attack on, because I do want to see one
और
of
कितना चाहिए भाई 32
no. I mean, you have 10 wickets in hand. I want to see India dominate this game, is what I want.
What I want to see is Yastika come. I want to see how she goes. That'll be interesting.
I'm in no mood of avenging anything. I just want to see India. The thing with me is, if you're 72 for no loss against an opposition like South Africa and Australia, what's India going to do to ensure that they are making sure that there is no foot inside the door? Like, they're closing the door for the opposition to walk in, at least in that innings. 73 for no loss against Australia is great, but how are you going to take the opposition out of the occasion is what I want to see, which is also why I do want to see. I want to see one of these batters take the attack on. I see Jemmy padded up. I don't see Yastika anywhere to be. Oh, I mean, both together. So
I'd be planning on tying. Oh, catch that!
I mean, they'll clear the infield.
Oh,
Not
just
timed
about,
well
yeah.
at all. But I hope they take 2 runs. This is what I want to see. I want to see Shefali take the attack on. I know she hasn't played a big innings in a while. She played against Australia, but I do want to see one of them take the attack on. Think about it. So if we were 80, 75 for no loss against South Africa or Australia, wouldn't you want to see a big score against them?
But this is why, I keep saying that playing against losers is more often than not a lose. You do well, people will be like, of course, I mean, it's Netherlands. You do
Right.
badly, like even against Netherlands, you couldn't do well.
Right.
So you just can't come out of it looking.
No, I agree with that. I just think as a matchup, like a match situation, 75
Sure,
for no
yeah.
loss, I just want to see one of them.
Because invariably what will happen is she'll do well here, and unfortunately, if
She
it
doesn't
don't go
do well,
well,
yeah.
then once again, she only does well against it.
Yeah.
Which is why I keep saying games like these, I don't know to what extent would runs count here. By the way, I see a notification that I hope you can connect or
No,
cancel.
that's fine. That's
Then
fine.
fine. I thought it was a memory. Let us see. Meanwhile,
No,
10
no,
wides.
but
Man
you were saying something. So.
No, I was just saying that, right? Like, so. Oh yeah,
You
I
don't
was
know
saying that.
how much
It's just like
runs-
games like these, you should look at your backups. Which is I was happy with Nandini coming in, which I wanted Bharti to play this.
Right.
Like, if Yastika scores runs, yeah, I don't know how will you weigh those runs. Like, what are you going to do about that? Like,
True.
are you going to say, oh, she scored here, so let's play her versus South Africa?
Yeah, because after
this
this,
is not a vibe.
like you said, after this, it's always a lose-lose. Because if Yastika does well and then South Africa she doesn't, you're like, right, one game, and then you play her the next game and then she doesn't. You're like, right, so 2 games she just performed against Netherlands. So then there's no way out.
Which is why I was genuinely surprised that they dropped Bharti.
Yeah, I
up
was
here.
surprised the batting change. That's what like Praatibh and I were talking about. They chose to do the batting change against Netherlands, and they didn't go with the same team. Oh, lovely shot that swings through the line of the ball, gets a bat on it, and goes away for a boundary. A quick outfield, and the power of Shefali helps that ball go away for a boundary. A beautiful shot. Shefali looks like herself. This pitch looks like a good batting wicket, to be honest.
But this is a very surprising field placement. Sorry, they only have a deep point. They have no one else on the offside, but she's bowling wide outside the off stump.
I think they have a third man. I don't even think they have a deep, because a deep point would have helped stop that.
they spent more sweeper cover and I think more front of square. I felt
Fair.
I don't know. It could be a third man as well. But again, exactly like at least bowl these lines I understand, but the length is I think that's short. Is that a wide? Yeah, too short. why are you bowling wide outside the off stump with only one boundary rider on the offside? Like, what exactly is the plan? There you go.
Okay,
Deep
so yeah, deep
point
backward point. They have a
and
deep third man,
So they
deep
have two
square.
behind the square, and you're bowling wide outside the off stump. You're just, I don't know what, like.
That's a very odd field because you have to bowl a bit short, except if you bowl it a little fuller, you're
He's been bowling full and wide outside the off stump with a deep.
Oh my god! Oh,
word.
that's
I don't think that's a no ball.
that's another boundary. That's
Yeah.
another boundary. I think she's getting. Okay, okay. Wait, just to take a step back. I think with this field, what you would do as a bowler is bowl it a bit short to the body to
Yeah,
make sure.
straight.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
straight. But what she's been doing is bowling it full and not bowling to the field at all.
And bowling it wide, full and wide. Why are you bowling full and wide with a deep square leg and a deep mid wicket? What do you think will a deep square leg and a deep
Yeah,
mid wicket
that's-
do? So
It's a very
very bizarre.
And that's a free hit to Shefali Verma. What a way to go.
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
my.
that was
Hi Heather.
that
That's all I can do.
that is a no ball. Let's see what Shefali Verma does with this free hit delivery.
Oh,
That's
man.
another one.
Does this continue? Pile on.
110 kilometers per hour. Quite quick.
Yeah, no bad. Pierre De Bruyne will have a
Yeah,
thing good.
yeah, I was gonna say, like, what would he be thinking behind that hat?
Dash, dash.
Well, I'm
Just kidding, guys. He of course was instrumental in them making it through to the World Cup, and that in itself is a massive achievement.
the free hit continues, by the way. So,
Well bowled.
well bowled. That's what she should be doing with the field that she has. A bit shorter, you would assume, but this is what she should be bowling straighter.
I mean, it feels like they're just sort of playing on.
Yeah.
There doesn't seem to be a plan as such,
True.
or at least I don't seem to be
Either that or it feels like they're just going with the motion, like coming into bowl and doing what
could
they
be, yeah.
have to do, I guess. 8.3, 84 for no loss. I wanted the run rate to be up a little bit. That's what it is. Get a boundary or two this over, and I will be very, very happy as an Indian fan. And that's what.
Nice.
Oh, straight to the field.
Really something. Racing again, they have cover point out of nowhere.
Which means I think there is a field placement. I would hope there's deep covers now. I'm hoping there's a deep covers.
And yeah, Caroline DeLonga is
The
the doctor.
doctor,
Yeah, she.
I mean, none of these girls do play full-time cricket because they hardly get to play a lot of cricket, so they have to.
Babette has her exams going right now. Econometric.
That's a flick to square leg for just another run. Well, that's 8 point. Oh, that's 8.5. I thought the over was done.
But once again, why not continue with? Then why go like Silver Seegers and Caroline DeLonga bowled? I don't think they did bad enough to pace him. Why go back to paces when your paces have gone for runs in the power play too?
Yeah, I don't understand the trust they have on the Pacers. I don't know I don't know if they're seeing something that we aren't seeing. If there's, Praatibh says that they are seeing. I think we will find out when he shows up after
Exactly.
1 over. But I mean, logically speaking, if your fast bowlers are going in for a lot of runs, you would go back to your spinners. And like Akshay said, spinners didn't do all that badly, so why stop them to begin with? Any predictions for the West Indies versus Scotland? Oh, this man can. Oh my God, that's a wild swing. No, I was raving about Smriti's feed movement. She did move her feet, but not. Yeah, not towards the line of the ball. That was an insane shot out of nowhere. But yeah, Akshay can go on talking about Scotland for a while. Any predictions on West Indies, Scotland? I know who he wants or he backs.
I've predicted Scotland to the tournament began. That was one game I really could fancy that. And now with the way New Zealand have played, there's no reason why they can't fancy the chances against like them. But Scotland's genuinely official sides in group, and I'm included. They are looking very thorough, and yeah, they are a very well-rounded side.
Well, you're back with the
Catch,
spinner.
catch.
That's 4 runs for Shefali Verma.
अबे कहाँ है fielders तुम्हारे भाई?
I mean, to be fair to a leg spinner, you wouldn't necessarily have a deep mid wicket. You would hope that.
If you're going to bowl so straight,
Yeah, true.
what are you thinking? Where will Shefali play this? Where else can?
Maybe she didn't want to bowl it straight.
Then that's a different question. If you're not bowling to your
Well,
field,
we'll
then
we'll
that's a
find out
different-
this ball actually. But that was a very good flick shot above the fielders for 4. Broke her wrist quite on time. Timed it really well. had a lot of power. Okay, fine, fine. Okay, now I agree with that. Okay, fine. Full toss, she sweeps it, pulls it for a 4.
He chucked the length. She clearly wants to bowl straighter lines. In that case, just line the leg side with boundary riders.
Okay, you know what? This is going to be a first, but I'm gonna defend Smriti Mandana's strike rate here. Inquisitive Doctor says Smriti batting with 119 strike rate against the Netherlands bowling. This is ridiculous. All right, Smriti Mandana is doing what she has done always, batting first. She sometimes, I mean, she a lot of the times actually, she can strike big. But if Shefali is going at it, Smriti, all she needs to do is just take a single and give it to Shefali, and Shefali
Oh,
is
well done.
doing the job. I mean, getting 2 4s.
Oh, run out chance!
Oh my
They
God!
thrown it to the wrong end.
Oh my God! I don't like sitting next to Akshay when India's
Just-
getting a wicket or like India's going to get out. My heart rate rises up, dude.
Oh man.
Good lord.
Just exactly.
Oh my God.
She was gone
How is
for
that-
all money.
How
Wrong
is no one
end.
calling? How is that? It's not as if they're batting for the first. This is.
Naveen, yaar.
Oh my
God.
God.
Raika, the culprit, I want to say.
And you
Ah,
know,
well bowled.
oh, lovely ball that looped it up just outside the off stump. Shefali played it well too, reaching the pitch of the ball. But yeah, I think Smriti's strike rate is not a problem. I mean, it's okay. If she struggles now, it's a bit of a problem. But Inquisitive Doctor is chill, is chill. You know what? You know what bothers me? That with Smriti and Shefali, they've opened so many times. It's Smriti Shefali, Smriti Pratika. They could open 5,000 times, but they will still be running between wickets, probably. Like, no matter what. And there is one common culprit in those two partnerships that I don't want to name, but there is one.
And apologies, it's Frederico Verdijk, fielder there. She's now been already switched.
Fair. Oh,
And length.
that was such a horrible cricket all round, even with the field. I was going to say horrible batting and bowling. Well, cricket all round is easier. If Henry and Taylor are fit, West Indies are far more balanced. Then see no chance for Scotland. Asked Nandini. Nandini, interestingly, you said the same thing last time around. I remember. We remember. We were on comms when you said the same thing. Interesting.
I don't think West Indies look far more balanced. They'll, of course, have a lot more experience than Chanel Henry and Fanny Taylor. Both are proven match winners in and of themselves. Of course, we'll speak about that and much more after the switch in commentary.
All right, lads. I'm going to take a break.
All right. So we are back. We're going to be starting into the 11th over. But before we come back to the main commentary box, I have to talk about these numbers. Now, when Akshay and Aswin were both on comms, they were talking about the kind of bowling changes in place and why the medium paces were coming back. Now, if you look at how today's gone, it really has not made as much sense for the medium paces to come into the middle overs. But if you look at it numbers wise, one thing that I have to point out is that Warning has been their most economical bowler in 2026 in the middle over. She's gone at just 5.8 runs to the over. So historically speaking, there is that is a catch dropped. That's what I missed. But historically, we'll come back to this. Historically, it's that she's just been a very economical bowler. That's also 50 for Shefali Verma, and I think we'll take it back to the com box. Hello.
Yes. And we are visible and audible. And of course, it's Fand and Rad who's back into the attack. I have no clue like what is Silver Seeger's going to be the designated death bowler for tonight, but irrespective, Wizard changes here.
Yeah, I think on a day like this where the batting pitch, the pitch seems to have
Catch
Smriti
that?
steps down. That's into the gap. That'll just
Oh,
possibly that's a
almost
misfield.
overruns it there. Frederico Verdijk once again.
He'll just get a single.
Scene of crime.
I expect that with this Indian running duo is all I'm going to say. Mandana always at the center of attention, not only in terms of her batting, but also in terms of the runouts that she's always somehow ended up being a part of. Now,
Would it be fair to say she's had an issue with partners?
I think I'm not going to say anything lest we get clipped
Just kidding, guys.
and
just
put up for
kidding.
public display.
Oh,
Ooh,
ball,
that's a
yaar. What
lovely
a ball. What a ball out of nowhere. She bowls a Jaffa. An absolute Jaffa. Wow. Oh, lovely ball. Lovely ball.
That was a magic ball out of the blue. A little bit of movement in the air. And it's also the angle her coming round the wicket is something we were actually a little confused
Yeah.
with.
I mean, if she can bowl this consistently, then yeah, fine. I think Babbitt had an. Not bad, not bad.
Pulled
Well
into the
played. I
gap.
think that's a 4. Oh, no.
So that's cut off.
I think Babbitt could have attempted a stumping. Shefali
Interesting.
lost
Oh, she's
balance,
outside the
yeah.
crease.
She lost her balance. I felt that there was an opportunity.
It's been a really good innings from Shefali Verma. She's not looked overly aggressive. I think she's done a good job maintaining the general tempo. You can also see she's mostly looked good in terms of the shots she's played. 51 not out of 36. Of course, Aswin was also talking about Smriti and
Oh, catch,
Just as I
catch,
say that,
catch.
what is that?
God knows.
That's poor camera work,
on the
is
bounce,
what I'll say.
On the bounce to third.
Do you think Smriti is a little itchy now to get going for runs? 35 of 30. She's bid her time long enough. I think India are at a stage where they're going at almost tens. They've not lost a wicket. It's a
Yeah.
great time to sort of take off even more than they have.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Yasika now can remove the pads and be like, I'm done for this. Again, I'm sorry. I'll have to once again question.
Steps
Oh,
out once
lovely,
again,
yaar.
beautifully placed into the gap. Gets another boundary. Shefali is looking in sublime touch.
Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. A bad end to what was actually a very decent over from Fondant Raj, especially after that first over where she gave what 5 or 6 wides, if I'm not wrong. So decentish comeback. But Babette, please stick to spinners. Please, I would imagine Catalan will continue from this end. But where's Overdyke? I don't mind. Just give Heather Seegers a chance, if not Silver. Yeah, did they prank her or something in the hotel room? Is she pissed about something? What's happening here?
I mean, to be honest, I'm more happy to see Silver Seegers bowl because I don't seem to enjoy Heather. It just seems
them
very
overs.
loose. Yeah, Ashwin has a stat. Let's hear it. Damn, this is the first time in 7 games that Shefali Verma has gone past the power play. Something that in India have actually been struggling with, and it seems to have been causing a bit of a ripple effect with how Jemmy is batted, with how Smriti is batted, Yastika coming in. There's a lot of things. So this is positive signs for India. Something we also open this conversation with.
Favorite sin. Oh,
Seegers
catch,
is
catch,
in.
catch, catch. Oh, yeah.
That's in the gap. Extremely well played. I don't think I'm actually looking forward to seeing if there is a long on or they want Smriti to just hit over mid on.
I think they have a long on. They want her to try and attack the cow corner region.
Yeah.
Again, seam up. She's not trying to spin the ball. That's the.
Yeah.
In fact, she's trying her best ki galti se bhi spin na ho jaye ball. She's trying her best to ensure there's no way on earth the ball turns.
Oh,
Shot
that's a
again.
majestic shot from Smriti.
Oh,
Gets all of it this time.
yay!
That just clears the rope, and that is a beautiful 6. Stepping down and just timing it, not over hitting it, not bloodying the shot. Just a beautiful shot.
No, I'm a bit perplexed by the fielder's reaction. She put her hands up as if to say, "I didn't touch the ball." Like, just see that after that. Like, why?
I think she's signaling 6,
Oh,
but she's done it very funnily.
She didn't have to say it was. Okay, fair enough. I'll give that.
Loops it up. Smriti using her feet once again. This time it'll just be a single down to
At
deep
least
cover.
bowl full, attempt Yorkers, just do something. Like, what is the point of just bowling at the slot? Nice pace, 80s. And Heather Seegers. Come on.
All right, so we have a really good question from Sankit, and this is something worth discussing. Veda in pre-match said she would like to see Radha instead of Bharti full.
Oh, interesting.
Of course, they're looking at it, at least for today's game, that's what they think should have been the case.
Catch?
Beautiful shot from Shefali.
Yes!
got
Come
out of
on!
And the first
Much needed
wicket
wicket.
departs. I think that was completely warranted for Shefali to go for that at this stage of the innings, but she's holed out at long on.
Come to think of it, Shefali Verma has almost gotten out to her kind of bowler.
It's
Just
true.
action
That is
wise,
true.
bowling wise, like doing nothing, just ambling around and bowling. Okay, nothing burger of a delivery. There was
Yeah.
nothing there, no turn. It wasn't like a very well directed length ball or something. Nothing. It was there to be hit. She unfortunately mistimes it straight to, I want to say, Fondant Ride at mid on. I mean, at long on. First wicket. Oh, was it Dheeraj Billing there? It's Billing.
Willing,
Apologies. Yes.
Shefali departs for a well-made 55 of 38.
Jemmy's
India,
walked in.
115 for 1. Jemmy, friend of the pod, walks into bat. So this is Shefali's third highest score this year in T20 ice, is what Ashwin Statman says. Now, okay, coming back to the question from chat from Sankir, do you think Radha was an option today?
Interesting. I wouldn't mind considering that as an option. Because Yastika just does not make sense to me in this.
Right.
Radha, I can still imagine, because in case if one of the bowlers also has an off day, then they can, sort of use Radha to chip in. And of course, her fielding, we all know that. But I mean, her fielding, I don't think adds any more value, because she's already fielding for them 20 overs
Right.
every game. So they don't need her to play.
I do think this is a crucial innings for
Oh,
Jemmy. She
lovely ball,
starts
lovely
off with
shot.
a beautiful cover drive,
Oh.
and that's timed to the boundary. That's a beautiful shot. Jemmy,
Sorry.
good shot. I think that'll give a ton of confidence to Jemmy. She's been a little up and down, and there's a video coming on exactly that tomorrow, so stay tuned. But there's a lot of people who've been up in arms with the kind of consistency or the lack thereof that she's shown this
Ashwin.
year in T20 guys.
Ashwin, pass the ball. You. Heidi, let's Frederico Vidak once again. She's not having a good day. I feel for her, but it is what it is. Again, just
It's just
tempting,
dollies after
yeah.
dollies. Yeah.
I guess the plan is to bait, Indian batters into going for their shots. Oh, they ran two there. Well run.
Oh, that's
Big over, just 17 runs coming off of it. Massive man. I don't mind, they've also gotten the wicket. Just stick to spinners, exactly. Just stick to spinners. Kam se kam wicket to milne ke chances hain. Let's see. Apologies for slipping into Hindi at times, folks in the chat.
Arush asks if you're happy with Shefali Verma's innings today.
Man, there's nothing much to be made of it, because, again, you can't expect such dollies or such opportunities versus South Africa in the next. Happy because she got some runs under her belt, so mentally, psychologically, it would
Yeah.
play it would make a difference. It would play a role, so I'm happy that way. Apart from that, there's no point looking too much into it. Ki, oh, she scored 50, she did this, she did that. Let's wait for the next game, and then that's how I would probably look at it.
Yeah, no-
Yes,
All right, so Seegers is back, something that Akshay has been waiting for.
silver. Oh, not bad. I like that.
Getting a
Extra
little bit of extra bounce
Yeah,
there.
yeah, it bounced.
And that's something that we
Oh, bye,
also...
bye, bye, bye.
Oh, fumble once again. Was that
But how can you fumble while collecting the ball? Like, it wasn't even coming at pace. This was good pace, by the way. Oh,
Wait, what?
odd bounce. Okay,
Did she-
apologies.
Oh,
Apologies.
all right.
There we go.
Oops. Oops.
That makes sense.
That's a bit of an oopsie in the outfield. Not from the fielder. I mean, from the fielder as well, but that's just poor outfielding.
Apologies, Van de Woon.
Well,
I
well,
like
well.
the pronunciation of a lot of these Dutch names. Oh, nice, yeah.
That's
Lovely
well
ball.
ball.
Good
That's
stuff.
lovely ball.
Good stuff. Bye. After this.
All right. Ashwin's going to give you lads a technical tidbit. So stay tuned for that. We'll switch between overs, and you can see Ashwin out with the whiteboard
Oh,
with
nice,
the bat.
nice stuff, Silver. Why are you running, bit? That sexy boy. That's sad.
Well, Akshay is just seeing visuals, hallucinations. You may call it that. I think we're ready. Go to the technicals. As soon as this
three
over
balls. Yeah,
ends,
yeah,
3
yeah.
balls to go.
Meanwhile, Arush has something for us.
Mhm.
He would perform better against the South African bowlers who bowl with significantly more pace now.
I actually have a really good number on this. Amongst India's top 4 batters, Shefali has been the best out of the lot. Not only has she averaged a decent 30-ish, but she's also struck at 149, if I'm not
How
wrong.
did
So
she do in the 5 T20s?
did decently. I think she did score a 50 or
There was
2, if I'm not
150
wrong.
she
Yeah.
scored against them and one against.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, of all the batters, she has looked the more comfortable one, and more importantly, she is the one who can make that difference. I think
He shot put
the
away.
not in the gap. I think the other Indian batters, as much as they're good batters, can only bat up to a
I think
certain
in the
strike
recent
rate.
past, which is overall
In the
record
recent past,
versus-
in the recent past, in the last since the T20 World Cup, since the last T20 World Cup,
the last T20 World Cup, if I'm not wrong, these 5.
this was the only series. Yeah,
I wouldn't look too much into it once because
Fair enough.
I feel Shefali. I mean, there are very specific plans that you can use to target Shefali. Catch that! Again.
Priti steps out and she's found the
Oh,
gap.
well
That's well done on the
done.
boundary. I'll still be a couple of runs, but a decent over from Seeger. She's gone for just 6, and we're moving to the technicals.
Am I on? Alright, so a quick technical tidbit of why the difference between Shefali Verma playing a lofted shot versus Jamima or Smriti Mandana playing a lofted shot. So I'm going to bat left just because I'm a left-handed batter. The main difference is of how Shefali Verma cocks and breaks her wrist, right? Because if you look at someone like a Smriti Mandana or a Jamima Rodriguez, when they play a lofted shot, you see the front elbow following through the shot. So that would basically mean if I play a shot, my front elbow follows and the back hits my back. But what Shefali Verma does really well is she activates her bottom hand really, really well. And the way she breaks it is what gets so much power behind that shot. And by that, I mean when she does play the shot, she has a front elbow, and this is to make sure she's not playing across the line. If you remember Jamima Rodriguez's dismissal against Pakistan last game, that's what she did. She played across the line, a front elbow collapsing. But what Shefali Verma does really well is make sure her front elbow follows the ball, and then she breaks her bottom hand, because of which she's generating so much power behind the ball. So even when it doesn't look like she's generating power, she gets a lot of power because of the breaking of the bottom hand, and that's what she does to make sure she's hitting those big sixes. Back to the comps. Are we back?
Yes.
Sorry, lads, I was on mute. We're back here. When Aswin was doing the technicals, Smriti got to her 50, her second consecutive 50. He will be happy with that. Jemmy chips that into the air, but there is no mid-on, goes to long on for a single.
Meanwhile, Overdak has also been brought into the attack. If you look at her action, by the way, this is her pace action, her pace bowling action.
Right,
She's
and she's
just, with
switched
the
to-
same action, she's now become an off spin. Interesting to see, and of course, Ian Bishop there. I'm pretty sure he knows the backstory of each of these girls there. He might just be telling.
I actually like this bit from the broadcast where Ian Bishop's just out chatting with the crowd, talking to these youngsters. This is a moment that they will remember. Talking to Ian Bishop is a dream for many. And yeah, it's just a nice touch to it. And this is also something in general that I've enjoyed more about women's cricket, is that there just seems to be more human emotions involved here.
I agree. Catch, catch, catch. Come on, come on, come on. Oh my word, on the bounce there.
That's on the bounce, but I do think she should have
Yeah.
gone for it. I think she's just pulled back.
I think this is where that inexperience we keep talking about of I think there was an error in judgment there on the fielders, but I'm not sure who the fielder was. Oh. Alright. Would love to see Ian Bishop do anything. Slightly short, pulled away. Is that in the gap? Nope.
Gap?
Oi, 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 oi.
There actually seems to be a smaller gap between cow corner deep mid
Yeah.
wicket ish and long on, and Ian Bishop.
Is Ian Bishop giving his oh okay. Laughing with.
It's vibes.
Why would I've never understood, like, what is the point of this being autographed? And also, will you never throw the jersey to wash then?
Priti's been stepping out a fair bit, and off late she's not, in the last couple of overs, she's not really connected too many. I wonder if that's a little bit of impatience on her part, especially with the lack of pace now to work with. Ian Bishop just acknowledging the kids, acknowledging the
wow.
crowd, And I think it's beautiful visuals from there.
Bishop, like each time I look at him, I think I can't love him or I can't like him more than I do, and he somehow proves me wrong each time. But Smriti clearly seems to be a bit frustrated here. So let's see what she can do. But Overdyke, please closes over out well. Please. Ah, too short
Bam, that's a
again.
really short ball pulled into the gap for a beautiful boundary yet again. Jemmy this time getting all of it between deep mid wicket ish and long on, and she gets that much needed boundary for India.
Also, coming back to what you were telling, I agree with you. With women's cricket, the stories, the players, the
Yeah.
people, they are a lot more human. They are a lot more universal in some sense,
Yeah.
which is why I feel women's cricket has a greater shot at expanding. You see countries that don't necessarily participate in men's cricket. Brazil, Thailand, Denmark that we spoke about earlier in the past. So there are plenty of these countries who actually are now taking part in women's cricket. So I really hope that the sport genuinely expands in the near future. So fingers crossed for that.
I mean, I would want to say that in the recent past, there have been developments towards the positive side of things. And a little bit of a digression. I mean, even with things happening with Afghanistan, for example, you have the likes of Mel Jones working
Yeah.
towards ensuring that the Afghanistan women are able to get their share of cricket. So there's a lot of heartwarming stories also because of just the general environment around the sport. So it's really heartening to watch.
100% completely agree. In fact, the refugee team is slated to play England, if I'm not wrong, in an
Exactly. Yeah.
exhibition game later
Yeah.
this year. I'm not sure if it's later next month.
Might
Oh,
Might be. I mean, there was a conversation
yeah.
about it during the England New Zealand men's test matches as well. So yeah,
Watch that. Anyways, have they shown who's now into the attack? They haven't yet.
not yet.
Would you send in Yastika next?
I wouldn't send in Yastika anytime after number 6.
Where would you send Yastika here in this order now?
I wouldn't, and I think that's
Ahead
how
of
India should be
Shriyanka?
thinking.
No, you would send Shriyanka?
Ahead of Shriyanka, yeah.
Ahead of Deepthi? No, okay, interesting.
Because I think Deepthi, I actually have to look into the numbers, and this is something I was thinking about today. Is maybe when she comes into the last 2-3 overs, she's generally played decent cameos. A lot of times she's come in earlier than expected, and then she likes to take her time. But when she has to get on with it, she's a player who's able to do that.
Enough. See easy. Wait, why is the okay? Is
Might
there a
be a
drinks
bit
break?
of a drinks break, if
Okay.
I'm not wrong. So Ashwin with another interesting start for us in this World Cup so far. India with the highest strike rate in second
Yeah.
highest strike rate in the middle overs of 146.
I would imagine England is the highest. Yeah, I thought highest, and I was like, wait, how are they better than England? Oh,
Oh.
interesting. I mean, yeah, they did score 1,000,000 runs.
Yeah. Well, they have the highest strike rate, but England has scored the most runs
Yeah.
in the middle overs. No surprises there. Getting 200 in a single game.
But yeah, England did slow down massively versus Ireland yesterday in their run chase. So fair enough, makes sense.
I mean, NSB retired at some
Out,
point
yeah.
very close to the target. Just maybe batters could get some time.
Yeah,
maybe-
it was she had some cramps in her calf, so she chose to retire out at 48 or 46, if I'm not wrong.
Not chasing the milestones.
Oh, is this? I think that's the 2017 World Cup. This is a very long break. I don't know.
It's
It's
a
been
very
a while.
long break. I did see Smriti with her gloves off, her helmet off. I don't know if it was.
Yeah, is someone being
someone was
tended
being
to?
tended to?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We can take a few comments. I think
Hmm.
Arush had a question for us about, going for 5 fielders or going that way
Right.
in women's cricket as well. So basically, for the uninitiated, Arush mentioned that women's cricket should also have 5 fielders outside the 25-yard circle, like how it is in men's cricket outside the 30-yard circle. Thoughts on that?
Thoughts on that and something we also discussed. I know what Akshay thinks about it, but personally, not in favor, at least not yet. Because what this allows for right now, having just 4 people outside, firstly, is just a lot more thinking and a lot more strategy. You might get to see a lot of new things that maybe were always there in the women's game, but just never noticed as much. Now, coming into the mainstream, you will see a lot of these strategies. That's one aspect. And then, even from a run scoring and an entertainment point of view, that will eventually bring in more crowds. It's just nicer that the batters have more places in which to find gaps. So, I think for now, it's completely fine. Maybe once the game gets to a point where it becomes almost skewed towards the batters, then you might want to revisit these.
Slightly short, mistimed. Should be a.
Or what do you, Akshay?
Yeah, I agree with you. Like I said off air, I believe women's cricket is its own sport. It should have its own individual, independent identity. I don't see any reason why we need to force men's cricket's rules on them. And importantly, I feel the four-fielder dynamic adds to the tactical know that's involved in women's cricket, and it just allows for those extra boundaries, those different gaps, those different angles to be targeted, and that's another. Midoff was inside the circle and Smriti decides to target that region and she manages to get a boundary for herself. Swiftly moves on to 57 of 40 balls, a strike rate in excess of 140. Not too bad so far.
Once again, it's a case of something that I think the both of you had touched upon earlier, is where it does not seem to be the case that Netherlands are really bowling to their fields. Because when you know that you don't have enough protection or enough deep fielders on the offside, that's a
Oh,
beautiful
Midoff
shot from
is.
Smriti. Not got all of it,
Oh!
but that will be a boundary once again. Now, they clearly want her to hit over long off, but for what reason? She's doing it well enough. There's no going across the line, there's no spin. So she's not really hitting against anything.
Once
If-
again, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry to cut you
Go
off.
on, go on.
This plan would have made sense if she had a googly.
Exactly. Yeah.
When you're going to bowl into her, then this plan does not make sense. You're
Yeah.
just making it easy because you're going to be predictable. She knows how the ball is going to come. Oh, misses her length. Oh,
Oi!
just past the square.
That was
leg.
unnecessarily close, but Smriti's now got 3 out of 3. The crowd's going balle, balle, balle. Chat, do you know the reference?
Wait, I don't know what the reference.
Yuvraj Singh,
Huh,
six
so why
sixes.
balle balle
So
balle?
when he hit 6, when he hit 3 sixes,
Huh.
Ravi Shastri went 666 and the crowd's going balle.
Oh.
For more such insights,
and
and then we answered. No time for chat. Gotta be. That's a beautiful, rare sweep shot from Smriti, and that's number 4 in the over. Signs of this over on a high. That's 18 off. India, 155 for 1 in 15 overs. We'll be back.
Now, before we go to the normal comms, we saw Jemmy take a single. It's not surprising that Jemmy is doing well coming after the power play because our numbers between the overs 7 to 15 are staggering in international cricket. In fact, since 2024, it's only been improving. In 2024, she had an average of 30. In 2025, she had an average of 40. This year, it's taken a bit of a toll. It's come back to the 30s, but her strike rates have also been improving. She's been striking at more than 140 in the last 2 years. In fact, last year it was 150. Smriti, she was tempted going down the wicket, and this year her strike rate is 149. So she's the best kind of batter to have, especially after the power play, and she's doing a job as of yet with Smriti Mandana. All right, let's go back to comms. Smriti stepping down the attack, clearing the field, and yet another boundary. You clearly know that Smriti wants to take the attack to the opposition, and that's exactly what she's been doing. She got strike for that 6 balls, 5 boundaries and 6 balls for
Yeah.
Smriti Mandana.
And a lot of them using her feet. I'd actually love to see the numbers today on how often she's used her feet. If that comes up in broadcast, let us know as well. But it's been an exhibition from Smriti now, and I think she's well on course towards a century. Still 27 runs away. I don't want to jinx it. But the amount of feet usage once again steps out, gets it towards deep mid wicket just for a single. One bounce yet again.
Nandakumar, congratulations on your friend being selected in under 19 India.
Hey,
That's really,
congrats.
really nice. But yeah, I would want to see Smriti Mandana's impact points in the last 2 games as compared to heading into this World Cup, because I think she's been using her feet a lot more than she usually does. India looking in brilliant position. Richa Ghosh, she seems like she's padded up. It won't be surprising if she walks in. Jemmy with a very risky sweep shot. That's a strength. Unlike Smriti, where that's almost like a last resort, Jemmy's strength is the sweep shot. I like how Yastika Bhatia has padded down or is padding down.
She's
Putting on
padding
the
up.
iPad. But yeah, Richa Ghosh seems like she's padded up.
Yeah,
Padding.
Richa has to be the next batter in.
Yeah.
There are like no two ways about that. Smriti steps out once again.
This seems mistimed. Bottom half of the bat, the field underneath, and that's caught. Smriti Mandana gets out for 74 of 46. That was beautifully bowled. Slowed it up quite a bit, giving it a lot of air. Also, by Smriti Mandana mistimed that quite a bit. Reaching for the ball, mistiming it, playing very, very early. Also, where the ball hit the bottom half of the bat. Bottom of the bat. In fact, she was also looking at the bottom half of the bat. Yeah, that was. She didn't reach the line of the ball. She didn't reach the pitch of the ball. She wasn't in line with the ball. I don't know where she was trying to hit the ball, to be honest.
All I'm going to say is that I think I jinxed that.
Well,
I was just talking about how she should get to a century. Well.
I saw Jemmy's ODI game and thought she was more of an anchor, but in ODI, she's an aggressive player. Yeah, she's an aggressive player. So is in T20 cricket.
Yeah.
All right. Now, last 4 overs, you would want to see Richa Ghosh walk into bat, wouldn't you?
Yeah, 100%. I think all the numbers suggest that maybe we'll be able to get them to you. But Richa in general also is a monster when it comes to strike rate. Strikes at almost 160 odd. If
Yeah,
I'm not
I think more
mistaken,
than
more than that.
170 in the last 4 overs.
Well, that's something to keep in mind. It would be an absolute shame if India don't send her in. And if they end up sending Yastika, that's going to be the opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be very, very shocked to see Yastika Bhatia walk into bat right now. But yeah, another good innings from Smriti. I forgot. The Inquisitive Doctor says, I'm really worried Smriti using all her good form in these matches. She'll again fail in the big games. She doesn't necessarily fail against big games. Oh my God, that's glove onto the keeper. Jemmy was
Whoa.
almost walking off. That was a shot and a half from Jemima Rodriguez. That's back-to-back wickets for the Netherlands team. Quite an interesting shot. It is a go-to shot in the last couple of overs. But is it the right kind of shot? Debatable. She was looking to attack, looking to get a boundary. She will be disappointed with the dismissal. But yeah, it's she got a bit of a glove. What a good catch
a really
that is
good
by the
grab.
wicket keeper. That's a really, really good catch. Not only did she have to go down the leg, she had to get a deflection, which means she had to go further from what she would have originally anticipated. But that's back-to-back wickets, two settled batters going away. So now you have Richa Ghosh and now you have Yastika Bhatia. For all the things that we talked about, how Yastika Bhatia shouldn't come out after the power play, she can only prove us wrong. So it will be interesting to see how she goes about.
Yeah, maybe
All right.
maybe coming into the death might help her because she just has the license to go. There's
True,
4
true.
overs to go. In fact, not even 4, just 3.5 overs. Jemmy, very interestingly, when I was looking up her numbers, and you'll see the episode come out tomorrow as well, has very rarely batted or walked into bat during the death. In fact, she's never been able to carry her bat into the death overs or through the
Really?
innings. Yeah, at least this year around, that's been the case. In fact, I think even since the last World Cup. So I think this was a point where it made sense for her to go for it, and you'll see a lot of this from Jemmy, where she is just happy to play her shots. If the team's in a
True,
good
true.
position,
Yeah.
she is going to take the shot on. The shot was definitely on. It's just the execution didn't work out, and it's once again the very interesting angle from Van der Aard.
So now you have two new batters not having faced a ball. The last 4 overs, Yastika has the license to go for it. Richa will go for it.
Yeah.
We still have a lot of batting to come after this because you have Deepti Sharma. To be fair,
You
you
have
only have
Harman
Deepti.
still.
Oh yeah, oh my God. Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
Oh, that is interesting. I mean, I feel like you would send Yastika Bhatia in because it's the Netherlands. If it was against South Africa, Australia, I'm sure Harmanpreet would. I completely forgot she even exists. by
Yeah,
the way.
and I think it could also be a left-right thing because Yastika is also someone who can generate power.
Yeah,
I'm not saying Harman can't, but maybe it's just something the team thought of ad hoc.
yeah. Yastika could be a finishing anchor. We just don't know it.
Interesting.
I don't know if you're trying to make a joke,
I
but
like-
if you are trying to make a
I like
joke, I
how
respect it.
the lingo is catching on.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good flick
Oh,
shot.
that's flicked beautifully.
There's a cow corner. There's no, my God,
You
there's no.
you cannot be looking for a two that easily with Yastika. She's had a fair share of issues with her ACL. She's
And
coming back and running in general.
yeah, I think about
Yeah.
35%, if not more, for dismissals have been run. I think it's something like that.
Well. Charles Dagnall up in the commentary box along with Ian Bishop and Anjum Chopra. Very interesting panel. That's all I'll say about it.
Yeah, I mean, it is an interesting panel. I mean, yeah,
Ooh.
Bishop does his job as a commentator, justifies his job. That was a very risky shot. To just get a single, I want to say that's poor running, but I would want to see the replay. But Netherlands would be happy with this. They're pulling back a tiny bit. A lot of you guys were talking about if 200 is on the cards. I think it was Sankert. If
Sankirth, yeah.
Sankert.
Ashwin, the day he gets this right, we'll have 50 viewers on the watch along. Lads, if you haven't hit that like button yet, please do it. I haven't seen enough likes. Can we target 50 likes by the end of this stream? That seems pretty doable.
5-0.
Yeah, last time we got
We don't have
40.
50 viewers.
We have to just go higher. Every new viewer that comes in, hit that like button, share this with your friends, bring them along. It's a lot of fun. We're going to be doing a lot of things, so just hit that like button.
Yeah, and yeah, I was just going to continue my.
Go ahead. Oh,
Like, I
I'm
was
so
co-
sorry.
no, no, I was talking about how Netherlands would be happy that they're pulling it back. And a lot
Yeah.
of you guys were talking about 200 runs possible on the score on the cards. I still think it's, oh my God, that she plays across the line. That's a top edge. Is anyone
That's
going to
drop.
catch it? That's a drop. Catch.
That is
That's a possible run out, which has also been missed. I'm assuming.
Molkenbauer has made an absolute
No
meal of that.
way.
And the trend of seeing drop catches in the World Cup is continuing.
Oh my God,
Wow.
that is insane.
That's as easy as it gets.
What
at
is
this
that
level.
running between wickets, by
Oh
the
my
way? It's
God.
Richa Ghosh's fault completely, mind you. She's just staring at the ball as if her staring at it would make a difference. If Yastika is running and if it's a possible drop catch, you're going to get a single. So then why not just run? What was Richa Ghosh even looking at? I'm glad they ran single in the end.
True.
But that was just horrible cricket all around. But not hopefully, thankfully for India's sake, that's no wickets fallen. 17 overs done. That's India 168 for 3. I really don't think Yastika has anything to apologize for. That should have been a single. What is Richa going to do staring at a ball that she looped up in the air?
Yeah. I think that's just poor game awareness. India still 168 in the 17th at the end of the 17th over. We have 3 overs to play. 18, 19, 20. 200 still very much on the cards, but this has to be an over where India takes off because the last over just yielded 6. Very anticlimactic in the turn of events.
Yeah, that's true. I think Richa will continue. The thing is, Richa can't be giving these chances.
Yeah.
You saw the game against Pakistan where she took a bit of time, got going. And here she almost gave a possible chance. She hasn't been in the best of forms this year, although she did score against, I want to say England in the warm-ups, or was it against the West
Yeah,
Indies?
it was against the West Indies, I want to say.
Oh
Yastika
my-
steps out, and that's what they were trying to possibly do with Smriti. Slow it up, get her to come forward, and Yastika's just missed what I want to say was a fairly straight one. Didn't get to the pitch of the ball, and she's sent packing.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Ashwin's disappointed.
Especially as a left-hander.
Yeah,
You know, as a left-hander, when you're facing leg spinners, this is something you don't do. Nowhere near the pitch of the ball. Again, nowhere near the line of the ball. The difference is Smriti was allowed to do it because she scored 70 odd. I mean, Yastika is also allowed to do it. It's the last
at
3
this
overs.
stage, yeah.
But what do you expect? And thank you for spelling out your name for me. Appreciate it. Not only do I appreciate you taking the effort to helping me pronounce your name, you spelled my name right, which is insane. I don't know how you know my name to spell it right, but you did it, and I appreciate that quite a bit. Diksha says that I take Radha Yadav in the 11 over Bharti or Yastika, which is someone said that.
Someone did say it. I would say it was Arush. I'm not sure though. We'll possibly bring that comment back up if we can. But yeah, I think all things considered, Radha would have been a decent option as well. She's anyways fielding for you all the time, but she also gives you a really good bowling option.
We have the captain in the crease, the captain who I forgot the name of, or not the name of, that she even existed. Well, first ball,
that's
she powers
weird
through a single.
bounce off the practice pitches on the outfield.
That is. Well, Harman, do we have her numbers at the death? I know she
can look
strikes
that up.
quite a bit at the death, and she is quite reliable, but it's usually her carrying her innings towards the death. I don't know how many times has her entry point been at the death for her to convert that, but it will be. We'll find out. We'll find out how Harmanpreet Kaur does. I think this is a good pair, to be honest. This is the pair that changed the momentum of the game after the partnership between Smriti and Harman last game against Pakistan. So this is
Shot. That's a beautiful shot from Richa. Gets all of it, and that is a 6.
slapped her way through that shot. Very tennis kind of shot, forehand, if someone would call it that. From outside the off stump, dragged her bat, hit it over the bowler for a 6. What a good shot. Very, very, very gully cricket type. When you have walls around you and you
Yeah,
can only hit
only,
straight.
only the straight boundary counts.
I think it also helps that the ball is not assisting the spinners at all. So you can just play through the line without worrying about anything.
Yeah.
Through the line, against the spin, towards the spin, anything. You just can't expect spin.
There's
Clap that for yet.
absolutely no pace on the ball to work with, even
Yeah.
from a spinner's even from a batter's point of view. I mean, she's bowling what, in the late 60s at best.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know. But Harmanpreet Kaur walking in at the dead. It was in the last stream. I think it was Shrikant who spelled your name that way, right? Oh, fair, fair.
Nice.
Observation. All right, so we have last two deliveries of the 18th over. What is Harmanpreet Kaur going to do? Hits it straight, two covers. Oh, she was a bit. I think she was a bit on her toes in that shot, and by that I mean she went back foot. She didn't have the best of weight transfers. Also, why she wasn't in the best of positions to play that shot. We'll see what she does in the last ball of this over. A bit short and wide. Oh, that's a very risky single.
Survives. If the throw was a little better, that could have been trouble. India in the 18th, 177 for 4. Just 9 off. I don't know how India are going to feel about that, but definitely better than the last over.
I don't think that was in. Don't think the throw was on the right end. Always throw it towards Richa Ghosh,
Richa's.
especially if you're a point fielder closer to the wicket keeper,
Oh, yeah.
slower runner between the wicket, everything. And I think Richa was even slow to get off the mark from the non-strikers. And so a lucky getaway for Richa Ghosh, what I would say. But yes, it's been a very interesting innings from India's point of view. We've had very, very good ups. Then you have had Jemmy getting out, Smriti getting out back to back. You had Yastika Kabadia walk in after that and getting out. Now you have Harmanpreet Kaur and Richa Ghosh. You would hope that India get to 200, their first 200 in this World Cup. I mean, they've only played 2 games. But after the batting figures in the first game, they would take a 200 game and get their confidence up before the game against South Africa on Sunday. Last 2 overs. Give me a prediction, lads. Whoever's on in the chat, give me a prediction of what the target is going to be by the end of the over. We will take these predictions, and if one of you get it right, appreciate it. A good line and length. Harman not looking to necessarily attack per se.
I think Harman's just happy to give the strike here to Richa, who you would back, especially against the pacer, to be able to get the boundaries off. That's possibly what they're thinking. Harman herself fairly capable of doing that, but I think Richa's been out there for exactly the same number of deliveries, but for a longer period of time, got 1 6 away. So maybe it's just a little bit.
Wow.
Of that.
Okay. I don't know if you saw the score predictor, but you saying 205 and the score prediction saying 205 is
Oh.
insane. Diksha saying 204. We'll take that. Arush saying they will end at 196. Very, very specific. 204, 196 are very specific scores. Let's find out. Richa Ghosh clears the front leg and her wrist does the job to make sure she has an easy swing in the slot, gets underneath the ball, and what a fantastic 6 from Richa Ghosh right there. She gets all of it. It's not even a miscue. It's not just about a 6. That's a 6 miles away from a boundary. No, I said it before the stream. Damn, good on you, dude.
Correct.
Anamika says 119. Oh, I don't think that's enough. Oh, that is Anamika. Says 199. All right, so we have scores predictions in the chat. 184. 184 already. We have 10 deliveries to go. What a fantastic shot by Richa.
Damn.
Sticking to her strengths like she should do.
Shot hooked away for a single.
Don't you feel like the fielders are not aggressive enough towards the ball?
Yeah, it's been multiple times where the fielders have just let the ball come to them instead of attacking the ball, especially. Sorry, we've seen a couple of single bounces and then come to the fielder. So I think Netherlands have been a little bit tentative, and I don't blame them. It is a bit of a nervy environment for them. It is a big game for them in the World Cup, but still, you have to be a little more positive. That's a
Harmanpreet
full
Kaur gets a
toss.
full toss, miscues it
Ah.
completely very high on the bat, which is when you've played it very, very late. Praatibh just very disappointed. Gets a single off a full toss that should have gone for a 6.
Yes, it should have. India.
Anush
Yeah.
Anushka Singh says 202.
Nice.
Very, very specific predictions. These are very interesting predictions. If any of you get it right, we'll give you a shout out on the chat. On the chat in the stream. Oh, Richa goes, clears herself, gives herself. True, man. I thought that was going to be the best catch of my life
Well,
that
well.
I have seen, but that goes for a boundary.
She
Did the
absolutely
ball
bludgeoned that.
bounce
Yeah,
over her head?
yeah, I don't know. I thought that it possibly. Let's find out in the
What
replay.
the hell happened?
Oh, she's just come a
Oh,
tad bit too
God.
forward and it's just flown over her, but inside the boundary. She's misjudged that completely. That was a bloody powerful stroke, is what I'll say.
True, but the second life of the innings.
Yeah.
Richa being very lucky today and good on her. Hopefully, the fielders are not able to catch it, but she is with the gloves and she comes. Unlike the first game against Pakistan, where she
Let's
couldn't
hope.
catch
Let's hope.
anything. But all right, so 190. A lot of you said 199. Some of you said in the 190s. We're already in the 190s. That's very well bowled, short and wide, full and wide, not giving anything to get underneath the ball to Richa Ghosh. That's the end of the 19th over 190 for 4 economy of 10 runs to get to 200. A lot of you must be right. A lot of you will be close enough. All right, so 205 says
Sankeert.
Sankeet. I know you spelled out your name. A little too nervous. Sankeet says 205. Disha says 204. Anamika says 199. Anushka says 202. And I know there was a prediction up top.
Arush says 196.
Right, so 196. So we have a couple of predictions.
Keep them coming. There's 21 of you in the chat. I mean, not in the chat. Viewing this, I want more of you in the chat. Can you also hit that like button? Push the stream out to more people. We need to be doing numbers. Harman goes full-blooded, gets the outside edge, and she'll get a streaky boundary down to third man.
Yes.
Why is it not third?
Well,
Food for thought.
I mean, depends on why third man came into existence. But I didn't even see the shot. I was looking at the chat. Oh, that was a wild swing top edge. So fair. This is what you would do in the last over, anyways. So that's 194. The Indian team is already close to a lot of you folks. Let's see where the Indian team ends up. That's a boundary to start off the over. That's exactly what you would want starting off the over. Oh, that's a wide 195. Well, Arush, seems like unless the next 3 or 4 deliveries is going to be a dot ball, seems like we're way past
196.
Yeah.
Arush's prediction.
Me liking it to three YouTube accounts. Appreciate it.
Respect.
All right, so. Oh no!
Oh,
No,
that's
dropped
another
once
drop.
again. What the hell? That's a run. No, that's not
That's
a run.
not a run out. But they've also not snuck a run. This is going to be hurting Netherlands. I know this is very late in the innings.
That was a simple catch. That was a beautiful ball.
Yeah,
Miscues it completely. Harman already thought that was a wicket. That should have been taken. See, this is why I don't gamble. Well, fair. I don't.
This time she beats mid-off and that is a gone to the boundary like a tracer bullet.
Like Ravi Shastri would say, and now Praatibh, Surana. So that's 199 Anamika, unless the next three balls are dot balls. You might just have got the prediction slightly long. Arush, I'm glad you don't. I'm glad you don't gamble because you're evidently very wrong. But that drop catch will hurt Netherlands. I know it's the last over. I know it's only last 4 deliveries. But that catch should have been taken. Have you played cricket with your life on the line? Whoa. What is that question? Oh my God. Harmanpreet goes for a wild swing, gets a bottom edge, and finally a catch has been taken. After 2 drop catches, you would hope and breathe for Netherlands to take a catch, and that's exactly what she did. Harman will be disappointed by that innings. 12 of 9 coming in the last 2 overs.
12 of 9. Zwilling gets Harman once again with an off-cutter-ish delivery, not a full-blooded off-cutter, but just rolling her fingers over the seam. And I'll be honest, she didn't look like catching it, but she's made amends. Caught at mid-off. Harman will be a little disappointed. She still played a handy cameo, I'd want to say, strike rate of 133. But we would have loved to see Richa on strike. Maybe for the last couple of deliveries, it doesn't work out. India 199 for 5 with 2 deliveries to play.
Have you played cricket with your life on the line? Why did you ask that? That question has disturbed my day. Who has ever played cricket?
We've played cricket
We've played a lot of cricket.
with a lot of life,
Yeah.
but with the life on the line, no.
Is insane. Is an insane question to ask
Yeah.
publicly. But I respect you for it. So that's last two deliveries of the innings is what I want to say. And we still have, I think, Anamika. Yeah, Anamika, you're still spot on, by the way, 199. So unless it's a dot ball, two dot balls, well, you might just be crossed. But if it's two dot balls, you know what? We will give you a giveaway.
Oh. Well. Deepthi comes in with 2 balls to go. I'm not sure about giveaways, but she's been given an absolute freebie, flexes her muscles, and that's a 6. And the score goes to 205 with the ball to play. Deepthi coming in clutch on the penultimate delivery of the T20 innings.
So damn, Anushka, you're off the mark with 202. The only person at this point is the name that I struggle to pronounce this entire stream, including the
Sankeet.
stream against Pakistan. Sankeet, you're on par right now. 205. The score is 205. The score predictor said 205, and I'll believe you when you said the score even before the score
stream,
predictor
yeah.
came about.
Yeah.
So right, hope I'm wrong. Yes. Oh, I mean, if you're supporting India, fair. If you want more runs. So 205 for 19.5. Last ball of the innings. Deepti Sharma goes outside the off stump and hits that over fine leg for a 4. This is when you know the Netherlands team haven't done their homework, because that's the only shot Deepti Sharma can play for a boundary. And when you don't have boundary riders down fine leg and square leg, you haven't done your homework. Right. So India scored 209 after the display against Pakistan. They'll be very, very happy with this. A target of 210 is what Netherlands need to chase. We will come back after a short break. Glad I'm wrong, says Sankeet. Well, no one got the prediction spot on, so no giveaways. Well, we'll see you guys against South Africa, but for now, we'll see you after a break.
We'll see you.
We are live.
Hello.
Yeah, currently we are live. Oh, no, you can.
We'll switch out.
Yeah, we'll switch. So we saw 32 people have joined, so now we are live. Is what we are. If you guys haven't joined, if you didn't join the first innings, a lot happened. We will go for a short break. I just impromptu went for a live just to get everyone off their guard so that we aren't laid back and all that. But hit that like button, like the stream to push the stream out to a lot more people. Subscribe to Women's Cricket Central if you haven't already. The YouTube account, the channel is hosted by Akshay. he is who will show up after the break with me and Akshay carrying for the first 5 overs. Then we'll have a change in comps. But for the 32 folks who have joined in, stay tuned. We will be right back once the inning starts. We are taking a break ourselves because we also need break like the players. But yeah, we will be right back. Like and subscribe to our channel. Subscribe to Women's Cricket Central. And yeah, see you guys after a short break. Oh, ew. I forgot. I completely forgot you guys were looking at my face. I'll come to you. We're currently live, and I completely forgot that we were live. All right. So, a couple of things have happened. For starters, I forgot that we were live, and you guys were just
Staring at.
yeah, you guys were just staring at my face for a bit. I completely yes. Why is Ashwin staring at us like that?
He's
I
keeping watch.
I completely apologize. We have a thing called the studio mode, which I didn't get into. But all that being said, we will now cut to Akshay, who will talk about a couple of technical tidbits that went wrong and right, and everything that we observed in the bowling that happened in the innings of Netherlands when they were bowling against India. So let's cut to that.
All right, are we live? Oh, perfect. So I'll be talking about Fund and Rod and how unfortunately, because this was her first time playing a World Cup, you could see that the nerves got the better of her, especially with the number of extras she bowled, the way she just kept bowling down the leg to both Smriti Mandhana and Shefali Verma. Of course, some of it had to do with the fact that she chose to come around the wicket to a right-hander and then over the wicket to a left-hander, which just sort of became a lot more easier to bowl wides because of her action. But apart from that, she was bowling in the power play. It was a new ball that she had to contend with. And you could see that she was bowling seam up. She was trying to move the ball. And that just made it a lot more harder because she wasn't able to control the movement. So what bowlers usually tend to do when they aren't able to control the movement or when they aren't able to get the ball to land where they want to, they tend to switch it from seam up deliveries, which is what you do when you want to bowl, when you want to move the ball. You go to cross seamers, which is essentially this. This helps you sort of control the swing or contain the swing essentially, because in all likelihood, you more often than not tend to hit the leather of the ball. So not a lot of movement in the air because of the way the ball moves. And importantly, off the surface as well, it tends to just skid through. So there won't be a lot of movement off the surface. So you can bowl in straighter lines. Of course, the downside to something like that is that you're taking the safer option. It also becomes easier for batters to sort of just line you up and go for their shots. And this is an adjustment we saw with Fandin Rad as well. If you observe, what in her first over, she bowled about 11 deliveries, including the 5 wides that she bowled. So it was only in the final delivery, the 11th delivery, that she chose to switch from seam-up deliveries that she kept bowling to cross seamers. And the last ball, as you saw, was finally a non-extra delivery and she was able to close the over out properly. So that's something that bowlers tend to do, and that was interesting to watch. And again, you can always not just jot it down to the fact that she was bowling seam up. Nerves and all of those things also play a role. The fact that she was bowling an angle that she's not really used to. I personally haven't seen Fernandard bowl a lot around the wicket to right-handers. So maybe it was something new that she was trying to bowl, and that unfortunately did not work in her favor. So that was one thing. Apart from that, with someone like a Silver Seegers as well, we were talking about how her action is really unorthodox, and it's not common to see wrist spinners with an action like that. A lot of it has to do with her release position, with the way she bowls. So if you sort of look at her action, we drew comparisons to Rashid Khan in the way her head tends to fall over and her hand tends to lean behind the back of her head, which is why her release position, which is very different from other wrist spinners. So if we have to sort of look at an average wrist spinner, just look at an Alana King or look at an Aptaha Maksud, like these are 2 wrist spinners that are coming, or even a Georgia Vedam, of course, like 3 wrist spinners whose release position is more often than not at either 12 to 1 or maybe 1 to 2, somewhere here, which is past the line of your head. But when you look at someone like a Silver Seegers, she comes way, oopsie daisy, apologies for this, she comes way behind the 12 o'clock mark, like almost behind her head. So because of that release position, the angle itself changes. And of course, when you are unorthodox that way, when the angles are different, the way the ball turns or the way the ball lands on the surface also changes a bit. And these sort of minutiae is what helps her get those wickets and help her sort of be a lot more effective. Of course, the downside to something like that is that having control over your length will also be that much more difficult, because it's not natural for your arm to come that way from behind your head or over your head. So, which is why you tend to see her err as well with her lines. And another last bit, of course, we spoke about how her action lends to being a googly bowler. This is because googlies are usually bowled off the back of your hand. I hope I'm visible in the frame. Am I visible in the frame? Perfect. All right. Because googlies are bowled off the back of your hand, you need your arm to move slightly more angled towards the batters. So you are preferably, you would preferably want to have your arm over your head or slightly behind your head, because that's how your arm will move during googlies. So for conventional leg spinners, that's a bit difficult because your action changes, which means that becomes a visual cue for batters to take from and know that you're bowling a googly. But with someone like a Silver Seegers, because her stock delivery itself is coming from behind her head, it's a lot more easier for her to have a googly that batters would find tricky to gauge or find or identify. So that's something that would be great if she works on, if she develops a googly. I think she'll be that much more effective with her googlies. I guess that's that from this technical tidbit. I hope I was able to add some value, and back to the studio.
All right, lads, we are back. Akshay will join us in a bit just before the innings starts. So all the fielders are on the ground. So are the batters actually. Akshay, we'll go on a bit of a break just for a couple of minutes, and then we'll come back with Akshay and me for the first 5 overs. No. All right, lads, we are back, and India has taken the field, and so have the Netherlands batters.
Oh, along with PB Molkenborg. PB is still more of a conservative batter, more of a traditionalist that way, but I'm putting Heather notch a few boundaries. But as someone who's backing the Dutch, I hope like the goal for them should be to bat out 20, not be
Fair,
all out.
fair. I mean, fair enough. I would want to see Seegers go at it. She has a strike rate of 144 since the last T20 World Cup. She has the highest strike rate in the team. I would want to see the attacking play from her, especially against someone like a Kranti Gaur who has been struggling with form. She hasn't gotten a lot of wicket. She's gone for a lot of runs in the last 1 year of her playing T20 cricket, the WPL, the series against Australia, South Africa, and everything. So yeah, the first ball, Kranti Gaur running into bowl.
Bad,
Ooh. No movement there, interestingly.
yeah,
No movement at all.
it was kind of. I mean,
Short of good length,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So length also played a role there.
But yeah, Seegers does have a strike rate of 144 since the last T20 World Cup. Very, very healthy strike rate and an average of 22, which means she can score runs and score runs at a quick rate. I do, like you said, I do want to see them play out the 20 overs, but I also do want to see some attacking play. I don't want them
Oh,
to
yeah.
play 20 overs for the sake of
Exactly.
playing
20
out the
overs
overs.
and maybe 150 is the score.
True. Yeah, that's
Not
fair.
just like not like Bangladesh. Oh, that's a wide. Nice. All runs are. Well, who's liking with my 3-year YouTube accounts? Or liking with my 3 YouTube.
I can't pronounce the name.
Oh, okay. Hope all of you three, each of you three accounts have also subscribed to Women's Cricket Central. so
Yeah,
please
down
do
in
do
the
that.
description below.
Please do check that out and show some love there too if you like any of the analysis. I do try my best to talk about stories, give my opinions, and talk about the differences between women's cricket and men's cricket and why and what makes women's cricket very different and unique in and of itself. So please do show some love there.
Right, so this batter that you see in front of you has been the fourth highest run score the last T20 World Cup. She doesn't average all that much. She averages 19, and a bleak strike rate of 101 is what I want to say.
I think at that level, 101, the average strike rates usually hover in mid to late 90s. Also, she's someone who, again, like Babette, plays a lot of her domestic cricket in South Africa.
Right.
So she has a lot of experience. So this is something you'll see a lot in common. So South Africa has a very strong Dutch connection because of South Africa being a very prominent Dutch colony in the past. In fact, AB de Villiers, Faf du
Yeah.
Plessis, they all have Dutch
Roots. God bless
Thank you for
Akshay.
completing my sentence.
Oh!
Oh, Seegers, well done.
What a beautiful
Lovely,
shot, playing the
lovely.
scoop shot in the very fourth ball,
Yeah,
bisecting fine leg and the wicket keeper, getting boundary. See, this is what I want to see. This is what I want to see
And
from
no
Seegers.
movement at all. One second. This was
Yeah.
full enough for, to extract some movement in the air. It was gun barrel straight. So I'm happy to see that.
And for someone who essentially only bowls in the power play because of the movement that she gets, for her to not get any movement is very concerning if you're a Kranti Gaur fan and an Indian cricket team fan.
For a second, I thought it moved off the surface. My banner shouldn't be AI
Damn.
generated, says Arush.
Yeah,
I mean, you become a graphic designer, Arush. I'd be more.
Oh, that's really well bowled. Seamed out a little bit.
Oh!
Seegers walking down the track to get a bit of pace, and Krantik out doing really well, pitching it a bit short, letting the ball do its thing from the pitch. What a beautiful shot.
Yeah. And I thought there was some sea movement there too. It just moved outwards.
right.
But I don't know if there was that much. But of course, this one, just off the surface, brilliant stuff. Oof. Yeah, excellent ball. That's exactly what Kranti is known for, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
bowl in the corridor of uncertainty and just seam it ever so slightly.
Oh,
Does
straight
not
to
time
the
it.
fielders. I like what Seegers is doing. She's stepping out. She's playing the scoop shot. She's walking down the track. She's going outside the off stump, walking across, making sure that she's taking the bowler off her line and length completely, unsettling them completely.
That's true.
I would hope that she continues to do more and more of that. And Mannat, you did really miss some good batting there from the Indian team.
And Mannat, by the way, did sort of, mark her attendance on my channel. She was like, I've come here from Cricket by JB channel.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought the other way around. Like she's coming from Women's Cricket Central. Well, as long as you get subscribers, you're very, very happy.
Exactly.
Priyanshu says, "Yo, Akshay, bro, what's up? Long time. Just joined your views on Yastika versus Bharti."
Oh,
Well, if you, well, he can go on it.
Sure.
You talk
I mean,
about
my views haven't changed, Priyanshu. So Priyanshu is again a regular from our cricket.com watch along time.
Right.
So I personally would have still backed Bharti full money because I don't see Yastika adding a lot of value, especially in a game like this. So like we mentioned up top, this is a bit of a lose-lose situation. If you bring Yastika in and she scores well, it's still a game versus Netherlands. It does not really count for a lot when you next play South Africa or in Australia or even a Bangladesh for that matter, and a false start for Nandini Sharma.
Well,
there.
the exciting Nandini Sharma is into the attack. You really did want to see her. Arush says, ironically, he is an artist and he will do
Oh.
it for free.
Oh, come on, Arush, you do that for me, I'll change. I'll happily change that. Arush, thank you so much for also offering your services for free. But if you can create a banner for me, I'm more than happy to change it. There you go. I'm not even kidding. I'll happily change that.
Well,
Oi.
Nandini Sharma's very first ball in her debut World Cup goes for a single. Well, interesting field placement. Then she's bowling to the
Yeah.
field as of yet. Deep covers. I do want to know. Oh, the deep covers and deep fine leg, deep square leg. Well, that's a safe. No, deep. I meant to say either deep square leg
Fine
or
or
fine leg. I think she
okay.
was backing up, which is why she
Got
moved.
got it.
And I do want to see Nandini Sharma pace this over. I do want to see if she's confident enough to go completely through it.
What I want to see is there will have to be at least 1 or 2 overs of spin in the power play.
True.
I want to see Heather Seegers versus spin because she tends to attack them, at least on the qualifier. That's what she was trying to do. So that'll be fun to watch, even in the tri series.
I do want to see Shriyanka Patil against Seegers. That's such a good matchup. For both
Shanka
of
around the
them.
wicket once
Yeah.
again. Yeah.
Oh, clears
backs
the front
herself.
leg. And that's
Come on, Heather.
And that's showing Smriti Mandana how you put away a short ball to a boundary in the power play. That's a beautiful shot. Not very, very short if you think about it. She just cleared the front legs, trusted herself to go with that swing, and goes away for a boundary. What a beautiful shot.
I want to see the pace on that because Heather really,
Yeah.
it was nothing for her. She
She had
was
so much
hardly
time.
perturbed. Yeah.
It wasn't short at all. If
Yeah,
anything,
yeah.
it was a good length
Length,
delivery.
yeah,
She could
agreed.
have easily played a front foot shot in that ball.
Again, that's her mindset. She usually comes with the intention to attack. Oh, again, this was a bit more fuller, and she's played this on the up, driven straight to the fielder at mid-off, of course. Skipper Harmanpreet Kaur.
I have a feeling that Nandini Sharma will bring out a back of the hand very soon.
It's coming soon.
Very soon. If a batter is doing a lot on the crease, you want to deter them with a slower ball, and I think this ball might just be it.
But then ideally, I wouldn't want anyone on the offside for that. Like one on the offside boundary for that.
Right.
I would. That's pace on again.
That's pace on, yeah, for sure.
Oh, they're going for a cheeky single.
Oh.
Thankfully, makes it just in time. Does Phoebe Malkin-Bohr?
And Richa Ghosh holds on to the ball.
Sure, we'll give that to her. But yeah, if she does go for a slow ball, the way I would do it is I would try to target, either bowl an off stump line or a fourth stump line at best, but be as straight as possible and have a deep square and a deep mid because she's clearly just trying to clear her front foot and go past that. Of course, she can always go down the ground if it's too full. That's why that good length delivery, the length should be somewhere there and then the line should be straightish and tell her to clear.
I feel like this is where experience tells, because if I wouldn't bowl a slow ball against her, I would continue to hold my line and length to just make sure that I'm bowling my slow. Well, good on her. This is exactly what I would do.
Who's that?
Deepti Sharma. Hold my line and length and make sure I'm not giving away easy runs against her. And when Segas is back on, do whatever I have to do to get her wicket. 75th T20I. Where is she from?
Australia.
What a
Good
good name.
headphones from England.
Yeah. Oh wow, 75th T20I for her too. Oh, that's a beautiful
attempted
shot.
bouncer. Oh, has she played that well? She has indeed. Well done. First boundary for Phoebe. By the way, she started off decently versus Bangladesh as well.
Yeah.
2 boundaries only. But someone, again, because she plays a lot of her domestic cricket in South Africa, a more than decent player of pace and bounce. So
But to be fair, she wasn't in fully control of that.
That's true.
It reminds me of the Shefali short ball in the first innings. But she did get that off to a boundary, but not in full control. She almost felt like she lost the sight of the ball. But yeah, she gets a boundary nonetheless.
What I will say is on that, I agree with you. She wasn't fully in control. But just the fact that she has that instinct. So That'll be good.
Yeah, that's true.
I
That's
mean,
true. Yeah,
to
she's
go
not
for it.
ducking away. She's not
Exactly. Yeah.
having her gloves over her head.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
playing the shot. So, Arush, see you whenever you come back
Yeah,
next. Thank you
please
for
do.
joining the live and being so active.
Do come back with a banner. I'm actually going to hold you on to it.
Well,
so
if you
let's
go to
see.
Women's Cricket Central, if you go down to our description, I'm sure there's an Instagram account there in the
I
description.
don't know. I think, or else
E-
this one you can just go to.
Oh yeah, the Instagram account, and,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then show him a banner of your
Yeah, yeah.
choice.
Ooh,
Ooh.
shot in the gap. No,
Ooh.
you can.
Walks across the wicket once again. I like what Segas is doing. I like that she's doing a lot of things to get the
But
line.
this
and
was
let-
too full. To be honest,
for it.
Heather could have just gone for that shot. Like you have to bowl length. You can't bowl too full because Heather is just clearing
Yeah.
a front leg each time. You've got to be a bit careful with that.
I think something you could possibly do is, I would hope that they have two fielders on the leg side.
They should. There's no point. And bowl straighter lines, of course. And too full.
If you guys can't see our face for whatever reason, let us know. I
All
don't-
good. Okay.
This- Well, Praatibh was letting us know that there's a technical problem, so I completely missed out on the second ball.
Nothing. It was a very full delivery once again.
Fair. This will be a testing over for Krantik out, especially with Segas on strike and doing a lot of things.
But you've bowled that Jaffa, that seam away
Yeah.
from her. You should just try and replicate that. That's something when I used to play like for my club. That's something we used to always say to each other, like the bowlers. If we bowl a good ball, like in 1 second, let's just wait. Okay, someone confirms.
Lovely,
that they
thank
can
you.
see us.
Oh,
Again, too full.
Very
Interesting.
follow the batter. That's
Yeah.
very good thinking. And it wasn't too full for her to get underneath the ball. So
Fair.
Krantik out doing really well with that ball. You were
I
saying,
would still
Akshay?
prefer it to be a bit shorter, but I
Yeah,
agree with you. And yeah, so in Kannada we used to say gap ka itko, which is remember this. So we would always just keep saying remember this, so that you can keep bowling that
Right.
again and again. That's what I would say, Kranti, as well. Just remember that ball. Try and remember what you did there, and just keep trying to do that. But yeah, in this case, of course, because Heather shuffled too much to the leg side, it was fair. Good on her to just follow her. Full again. That's gone.
That's down the leg side. I
Yeah?
don't think so. If not, there's some bat involved.
Bat, I think, because I felt the impact was somewhere on the off stump. So
Ooh.
things a bit difficult. Could be
That was a
bad
good
too.
ball from Krantik
Yeah.
out. Again, not towards the leg side, but middle and leg. I thought it was going down leg. So in my head, I think it's middle and leg. If you think it was impact outside off stump, then that's a brilliant ball shot of
But
good.
once again, it's brilliant because Phoebe made it look
Yeah,
brilliant.
correct,
I think
yeah.
it was a very drivable delivery. She can still drag it. This is much better in terms of
Ah,
length, but gets the
line.
line wrong.
I don't know
Right.
if you saw Jemima's dismissal scoop shot, keeper catch
No,
down
no.
the leg. Yeah, when I was looking at that catch, I was just wondering if Richa was wicket keep. The chances of her getting to that ball would be quite difficult.
But Richa's good with blinders.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
That's my personal opinion. She's actually good with blinders. It's the straightforward ones that
Yeah.
she struggles with.
I struggled towards liking her as a wicket keeper.
Fair enough. But he a serviceable option. I personally don't think
Oh,
much better.
that's a really good ball. This was short of good length again. Keeping it tight, not giving a lot of room. I do like Rantika's action quite
Oh,
a
yeah,
bit,
yeah,
I
it's-
do like it. The run up's brilliant. She's a
Hmm.
natural athlete in the way that she runs. I want to say a side on bowler, but that will be confirmed in a bit. She is not at all a
Front on.
side on
Oh, no,
bowler.
no.
Yeah, she's a completely front on bowler. Yeah.
But
She's,
no, fair.
yeah, a front on bowler. Also, why she is able to extract that bounce because of the height. Being front on just helps with the height and the kind
the
of bowler
release,
that she.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Come on.
did she cut that ball? It's something different.
Yeah,
about
yeah. I think it was a leg cutter.
Fair.
Or at least she rolled her fingers. If not
Yeah.
a proper cutter, she rolled her fingers.
That's 3 overs down. Netherlands 19 for no loss. India will be a bit disappointed by not taking a wicket in
Agreed.
the first 3 overs. Netherlands would be happy 19 for no loss. I know. The thing is intent, right? They want to attack. They're playing the shots, and I'm happy looking at that. They're
That's
not
true.
defensive. They're not looking to just stay. They're looking to play their shots. And that's a good sign.
And I want to see a spinner now, and hopefully Deepthi.
Really?
For Netherlands.
Oh,
sake.
right.
Shriyanka, I really think Shriyanka will get seized out because I know those angles around the wicket. If she's able to get it to drift across Seegers, I can fully see Seegers going for a cold-blooded slog sweep, edging it to short third.
Yeah, fair. That's a very good shout.
Third, backward point, just one of those fielders that will just go pop up.
Sankirt asks a very good question. If Yastika is playing, why not use her as a wicket keeper? And he
Ah! It's not Deepthi, it's Shefali.
Of
Oh,
course.
Seager's got Shefali, now Shefali. Let's see,
Yeah,
like
you
for
know,
like spinners.
that'll be very, very
They have a
poetic.
slip fielder. Interesting. Again, she can drift the ball away. Man! Yeah, boy!
That's a bad ball to start off with, but Seegers does really well to walk across the wicket, pulls it between square leg and fine leg for a boundary. Very bad ball, puts it away for four.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, if Yastika is playing, why not let her keep and then sub out Richa Ghosh for Radha Yadav?
If anything, this is probably also gives you the indication that they don't actually trust Yastika too much. So they're not sure to play every game.
That's
so
true.
they still want her to prove herself
And then
as a
yeah,
batter.
and that's true. Like if Richa Ghosh is your permanent keeper,
Yeah.
might as well have a keep more and more. That's
Well
why.
played
That's
this,
why.
by the way, huh?
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the ball was on the tram line on the offside, and for her to get it past short fine and square leg, well done. Mar! I mean, for all you Bollywood fans, need to Heather Seegers after knowing that Shefali Verma is coming to bowl. Khopdi tod, sale ka. Just hit. I need at least 10, 15 runs of this. Or get out, one of them. You
I-
can't just play this over out.
Yeah, that's true. I would hope to see.
Oh, late on the ball. The shot was on, but late.
I think she was also late on the ball because I think she walked down the track, if I'm not mistaken.
She shuffled. I think she really wanted to bludgeon the ball. I
Yeah.
think her backlip was higher than usual. She saw the ball, she was like, "Isko to sahi se marungi." And unfortunately, completely.
I'm
lost
hoping
the
to
shape.
see. Yeah, I'm hoping to see Shefali. I'm hoping to see Priyanka Patil from the other end. I really, really hope to see her bowl from the other end. I think she will be the first one to take a wicket.
Fair enough.
I'm hoping. Oh, that's a good.
Single low, single. Strike rotate. Not much of a striker.
Yeah.
And the ball's again not turning either, and not that Shefali is even trying to turn it. She's bowling it seam up. In fact, she's trying those one finger drifters, trying to take it away from Seegers. Fair enough, once again, based on. Actually, not fair enough. Come. Yaar.
You know, I do want to say the Indians are not getting as much purchase off the new ball as compared to what the Dutch did. As at least Kranti Gaud. I mean, we have only seen. Oh, we also
Nandini.
Nandini Sharma bowl, but yeah, as compared to the Pacers, at least no swing. If anything, there was a bit of sea movement off the pitch, but that was also only to Kranti Gaud. Very interesting. Oh,
Played in
oh,
the-
that's really well played. That's a very classical cover drive, giving herself a bit of room.
Sorry.
Shefali bowls it a little too full, so she didn't have any feet movement to care about. Reached the
Yeah.
pitch of the ball, a beautiful drive through covers and made off. That's 4 overs done. Netherlands 30 for no loss.
Nice.
Very, very happy with this. And if you're an Indian fan, this is something you would have to expect because our bowling lineup isn't the strongest. We're still searching for a proper combination of bowlers.
Yeah,
in fact.
exactly.
And so, yeah, it's quite concerning. We saw this against Pakistan as well. We struggled to take that first wicket, and then it was a ramble on. But even against the Dutch, it's 30 for no loss. I'm hoping this isn't signs to come for the future matches against teams that we are like essentially worried about.
But what do you make of the fact that they've clearly, I don't know if I can say they're complacent, but they're so sure that they are going to win this game. And I'm not just talking about the second innings in general, which is why they've been open to experimenting with Yastika sending her ahead of Harman.
Yeah.
And now Shefali in the power play. There's no sane reason for Shefali to bowl in the power play. And I don't think she'll bowl in the power play versus Africa either. Happy with something like this? What do you make of the fact that India seem to be experimenting too much and taking this game a bit lightly, if I may say so?
Yeah, I mean, Shefali, I didn't actually know what you thought of Shefali coming in the fourth over, but after you said that, I think, yeah, I don't think she should have bowled. If this is India just taking things for granted at this point.
Played, yaar, Heather. Well played. Bad ball though, based on the field. You just sort of, yeah.
But you still have to get the bad ball away, and that's
That's
exactly
true.
what she did for 4 runs.
Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff.
Yeah, I think, I mean, if India are experimenting, I mean, we saw Shefali. Did we against Pakistan in the first 6? Oh, no, we didn't
No.
see her. No.
Shriyanka and Deepthi.
Yeah, if this is an experiment, I don't respect it. I think if India is experimenting just because they think they're going to win, I don't find that handy at all. I think Shriyanka should have bowled the fourth over, the fourth over, and yeah, it should have been the normal play of what India would have done against the quote unquote the bigger teams.
Yeah.
Because them doing this doesn't make sense. Because then Shriyanka or Deepthi, I mean, one of those. I'm hoping one of them do bowl the next over, but
Oh,
that's
straight
a
to
wicket.
Harman.
Oh.
Oh, that's unfortunate. She'd actually hit it pretty well, but she's found Smriti Mandana, they're not Harman, beg your pardon, stationed at cover, and she's hit it straight. Foolish delivery, wide outside the off stump. The ball was there to be hit, and unfortunately, she's hit it straight, absolutely straight to Smriti.
Nandini will be very, very happy knowing the fact that she has a World Cup wicket representing the Indian team. That's a debut wicket in the World Cups, playing a very first game. And yeah, she gets the first breakthrough for the Dutch, the opener, and it's not just a tail ender. That's her first wicket, so she'll always be happy about. Looking back in her career, she's got one of the best strikers of the team, striking at 144 in the last couple of years. Heather Seegers, I was going to say strikers, but yeah, a first wicket to be proud of.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely, a first wicket is always a first wicket, irrespective whether it's a tail ender or a
That's
top order or an associate nation batter.
That's fair.
So she will be relieved with that, but I'm not so. I really was hoping to see a bit more of because unfortunate for
Yeah.
me, but not so much for India.
Yeah.
And on the experimenting bit, I am all for experimenting as long as there's a method to the madness. There's some reasoning behind it. You choosing Yastika to bat her at 3, I'll still live with it. You choosing Yastika and batting her at number 7 does not make sense to me. Or you bowling Shifali because I can't see the rationale behind it. Unless you actually use her in the power play versus South Africa or Australia. Oh, he shot first up, Babette. Not in the
Oh,
gap, but
in the single.
yeah, half century in the last game. Unfortunately, wasn't there to celebrate it because she was run out of the run that she scored to get
The
to a
only
50.
batter to score more than 20 that match. So says something about how she was carrying the bat. Unfortunate, like you said, unfortunate to get run out in the run that she got a 50. Not a good start for India. If you allow Netherlands to get past 50, that'll be highly 150. That'll be highly disappointing. Sorry.
I hope Netherlands get to 150. I think that'll be a job well done.
I mean, if Netherlands get past 150, that's two things. I mean, kudos to them for being able to do that, but also says India's standards of their bowling. I mean, we are still finding a package in terms
Yeah,
of
yeah.
a good bowling lineup. Nandini 103, Kranti 111 average speed. Both very front on bowlers, not mixed action at all.
There aren't too many
Oh,
side on bowlers
bowlers.
in India. What can we think?
I can think
Renuka's
of
front on.
Yeah, I can think of spinners. I was just gonna say Krantikau's non-bowling arm is very, very nice in the way she pulls herself down. I feel like Nandini Sharma loses her shape a little bit, and also why. Oh yeah, she does lose her shape with a non-bowling arm a little bit. Chance of a run out.
Kranti that way is a very like a textbook.
I was gonna say
bowler.
technically very
Yeah.
sound in terms of a bowler.
Pooja's also similar to me in that way.
Pooja Vastraka, yeah, true, true.
Very similar-ish run-up, and I don't know if it's because of their similar build and similar hairstyle and all, but I just find them very similar in how they
Yeah.
sort of approach the.
I don't want to see the side angle. I don't want to say that both of them have a braced front leg, and that's very, very important.
Kranti has.
Right, and that's very important as a fast bowler to make sure the momentum of your run up is not lost. All right, Nandini Sharma bowling the last over of the 5th over for a single down to mid wicket. We are going to go for a bit of a break before change in comms.
And we're back on, of course. Praatibh joining us. What have you made of the power play so far?
A couple of things that stand out for me immediately are, of course, the non-usage of either Deepthi or Shriyanka so far. That's something to keep in mind. But also Nandini getting the new ball. It's not something that we've grown to see a lot of, especially in the WPL and the limited game she's played. Someone who likes to bowl more in the middle overs and the death, but here having to step up in the absence of other new ball bowlers. Uh, I do think there's been a lot of experimentation from India, which I don't know how I feel that, given that the match is clearly not done, and Netherlands have actually done well to get to 36 for 1 in their 5 overs.
Happy with what the Dutch batters have done so far. And Shriyanka finally into the attack to close out the power play. But yeah, Shriyanka to Heather Seegers would have been a nice battle to watch. Let's see how Phoebe and Babette take on, someone like a Shriyanka, because we know what she's going to come up with. She will bowl around the wicket. She will try and take the ball across the right-hander. So you've got to be slightly wary of that drift, of that movement in the air. Let's see if there's anything on offer though, because none of the other
That's a
Bold.
lovely start from Shriyanka, right on the money.
Oi, 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 oi.
Well, we don't want injuries there. Is that deep?
Oh
Oh
my
my
word, what's
god.
happened?
Shriyanka
He's
has.
laughing. Oh,
Oh
good lord, has
no.
she twisted her ankle or something?
Yet
Oh
again.
my word.
The story of Shriyanka
Oh
Patil
my word.
and injuries.
Such a
Ah.
random way to enjoy yourself. I hope it's nothing too serious. Again,
Did
God
she
forbid.
trip over the ball?
No, no, she didn't
She
trip
just
over.
fell?
She just twisted her ankle.
Oops, she's.
Oh,
Ow,
yeah, that's
ow.
gone.
Ah,
That's
that's a
gone.
bad one. That's a bad one.
I don't show. I can't.
Ah.
That looks bad. That looks pretty bad. That looks pretty bad.
Well,
Oh.
this is not what India would have liked to see. Visuals coming in with Shriyanka down. The physios are out. Let's hope it's nothing too serious. It, by the looks of it, it doesn't look
Good
too
for this
great.
game. At least we're not saying she's ruled out or something. Like it's something that would need a bit of, icing. I don't think it's serious. I think it's more of a twist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm
it's
hoping the
vocal.
icing and the magic
Yeah,
spray can work
exactly,
its magic.
exactly.
Yeah. What an untimely, unceremonious thing to happen.
Yeah,
And
just yeah.
it's just Shriyanka's luck. It's something that we actually don't talk about as much as players and injuries. Shriyanka has been at her fair share of the
Oh yeah.
receiving end with a lot of injuries. I mean, even on her road to recovery, was just playing in the nets and then ended up getting a thumb injury, had to get into another set of recovery and rehab. So it's just not been lucky for her, or just not been normal. Just been a lot of injuries. And I think we've gone on a break,
Yeah, I mean,
understandably
we
so.
hope. Yeah, we hope. For
But
those who
all
ever
right.
can see those visuals from the ground, I really hope it's nothing too serious. Meanwhile, we have a
Hmm.
couple of calls that we can take.
Yeah. All right. So the first thing someone's asked, all right, I think it's Nandakumar who's asked about the fast bowling all rounder Amanjot Kaur and why she's not been taken. And that has to do with the fact that she is currently injured, was not ready in time for the World Cup. That's something that is an active conversation all the time, right? It just helps India's balance so much. Her, Pooja Vastrakar, just people who you'd love to see in the squad.
True, true, very true. Unfortunately, injuries have played a fair share. I mean, have sort of taken a fair share of her career too, along with Kashvi Gautam. Both of them
That
train
is true.
under
Yeah.
the same coach in Chandigarh. So both of them are right now under rehab. They are recuperating. So fingers crossed, we will see both of them very soon. Either one of them would have lent so much more balance to this Indian lineup. That's for sure.
Especially with how Kashvi was shaping up
Yeah,
this
yeah,
season.
yeah, yeah.
I think she looked good, not just with the ball, but also with the bat. She played some gutsy knocks down, even in the test match
Yeah.
against Australia. And yeah, that really could have made such a huge difference. Now, the crowd's just
Oh,
gotten
geez,
bigger.
okay. She's already walking off. Oh, she's being
Shifa,
stretchered off. I mean, not stretchered
yeah,
off,
like,
wagoned off, if that makes sense. But yeah, the medical wagon's on its way and will be taking her off. That's really sad to see. Oh, man, that's very unfortunate.
that
We really
is
hope it's
really
nothing.
unfortunate for Shriyanka. Let's hope that it isn't extremely serious
Yeah,
and that we even get to see her back in this game, if not at least the remaining games. But
stretchered off.
that is just unfortunate. Starting off beautifully, her first delivery, there's a bit of a misfield, and then the ball's coming to her. Absolutely harmless bit of play, and then she just ends up with a bad ankle. She's able to. I think she's putting it.
Yeah,
She's
she's
trying
not
to see if
applying a
she can
lot of
move it.
pressure
Yeah,
on that foot, which is
yeah.
understandable. Maybe the physios advise that. Oh man, the stretcher's being taken off now. Oh man, that's bad. I don't know. There's something about the sight of being stretchered off. Even if it's not too serious, it's just very unpleasant. It's just
Yeah.
something you don't want to see.
And essentially, a stretcher isn't something that they'd bring out
Yeah,
for a light
exactly,
injury. Like, even if
exactly.
she could have hobbled off, that would have been possible. But it seems much worse. I think they're just going to make her sit in the
That
bogey and
actually
take her.
throws a bit of a spanner in India's bowling plans. Now, in all likelihood, we'll now see Shafali bowl all of Sriyanka's court.
Yeah,
So
and Deepthi.
Sriyanka, Deepthi. Wait, who's the fifth bowler then?
Uh,
Priyanka,
Priyanka,
Deepthi, two
Deepthi,
Pacers.
Pacers.
They don't have.
Sri Charini.
Oh, Srichani.
Thank God.
Thank God.
I got scared for a moment.
That would have been incredible to see Smriti on. I won't be surprised if we see at least an over or two from Smriti, Jemmy, the likes as well.
Harman is more likely than Smriti and Jemmy, I want to say.
Harman, Jemmy both used to bowl a fair bit in the past.
True,
They've
true.
stopped completely now.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah, but it doesn't look good for India, especially after their experimental start. Yeah, this almost feels like.
Another time to
Yeah.
show magic moment, guys.
Oh, that is a good
okay.
catch.
Ekta Bisht.
Ekta
Fantastic
Bisht, shout
spell,
out.
Yeah.
a fantastic spell in the 2016 World Cup versus England. Shown here that led to a successful defense, if I'm not wrong. Oh, Mithali Raj.
Yeah, plays just completely halted.
Yeah. Oh, no, not a success. England managed to chase 92. Would you have enjoyed watching a match like this? 90 for 8 and 20 or 92 for 8?
Yeah, I would have enjoyed it because of how tight it's been. If the same thing was extremely one-sided, it could have been an extremely boring fixture. But this would have had its fair share of nervy moments, I would
Yeah,
imagine.
for
Yeah.
sure. And back then, by the way, the rules were different. So back then, 5 players were allowed outside the 25-yard circle.
Yeah.
So it would have meant, yeah, rotating strike or taking. There would be more pockets available for singles. Oh my goodness, she's actually like. I was hoping eventually they would say, okay, we don't need the stretcher, but no, that doesn't the case. They're resting her leg slowly there. Oh my word. She's being strapped heavily. The right leg, that is, it was the right ankle that twisted. So essentially, what happened was, if I'm not wrong, it was Jemmy who dove or who dived to sort of just parry the ball inside
Yeah,
towards
Jemmy or
Shriyanka.
Deepti, yeah. And then
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah,
they,
Shriyanka then went to attack the ball to try and sort of, inflict a run out if possible. But yeah, in a bit to attack the ball, she's unfortunately twisted her ankle. At least that's what it seemed like. But yeah, now on second thoughts, it could be a lot more serious than that. Shafali seems to have come in to bowl the rest of the over. 5 more deliveries left over here. Oof, very unfortunate scenes, very unpleasant scenes, and we really hope. I mean, you can see Shriyanka, the despair that's on her face. She's just hiding her face in anger. So let's just hope. Let's just hope it's nothing too serious. Let's hope we will see her back in action on the 21st of June, of course, versus South Africa. So fingers crossed. Yeah.
and it is Shefali who will be completing the rest of that over. Now, again on Shriyanka, I think she's also had some leg injuries in the
Yeah,
past.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
had lower body issues. So let's hope it's not something that aggravates further than that. And yeah, just wishing her a speedy recovery and we can get back to the cricket at hand. This could be extremely distracting for the players.
Yeah, Radha Yadav, meanwhile, coming in to replace her on the field. Let's hope. Once again, let's hope. It's a very morose looking Indian team on the field right now, but of course, they will want to shake it off and win the game, of course, as dominantly as possible. You can see the audience also clapping Shriyanka off the field. Ah, man, very unfortunate. Finally, live action back. Yeah, Shifali to continue, and that's a single taken. PB just nudges it to deep mid. Okay. And actually, you think Shifali will now just bowl out? Oh, they'll still need to bowl one over from someone else. Because
They
Shriyanka
will
bowled
have
at
to,
one
yeah.
ball. 5 balls, if not one over, 5 balls from
Correct.
someone.
Correct.
Oh, no,
yeah.
one over because Shifali can't bowl.
Shefali will
Yeah,
just
yeah,
ball her
one
5
ball,
balls
yeah.
and
Yeah. So he'll have to. Someone.
Shefali will finish 3.5
Yeah,
if she like, bowls her
exactly.
quota. That's actually a good ball. Was that the one
Yeah.
that went the other way?
Yeah, it did. I don't think it was a carom ball. I don't think it turned. It was just drift. So did it turn?
I feel like it did after pitching a slight bit outside.
She does have something similar to a carom ball, at least the
Yeah.
release. I don't know if you guys can see.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
shot
a rank half tracker,
should
but
have been dealt.
luckily not gone to the boundary. Deepti safe hands.
So Nandini
points.
Sricharni, Shefali can bowl only 2.5, 3.5 overs.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah. So after this, she can bowl 2 overs.
That's right.
Yeah, so 6 done. Shefali has 2, Kranti has 2, Nandini has 2.
Right.
That's 12.
And you have Charani.
Deepti and Charni 16, 20. Fine. Okay. No one else has to bowl.
Yeah, India's lucky. I think they do have a little bit of
Yeah.
with Shefali being the
Yeah, yeah.
sixth-ish option, right? Sixth bowler. If
This is once
Yeah.
again, I'll have to sort of bring in my Anushka Sharma PR. And she been there. More than decent bowling option too. Gun fielder as well.
for sure.
Anyways, the end of the over, very good end. Shefali closes it out well with just 3 runs being conceded off her 5 deliveries. End of the power play too, 39 for 1. Not the worst of power plays, to be honest. I mean, could they have scored more? Sure, but they could have also lost more wickets. I would still say Netherlands would be the happier of the.
Yeah, I think India, with all their experiments, maybe would have wanted one of them to work out. I would say that Nandini at the top still managed to get a wicket, which is great for her. But yeah, 39 for 1, especially with a more top batting heavy side that Netherlands is. wickets in hand is going to help them, because once they get into the later stages, their numbers 4 to 7 haven't particularly scored a lot of runs. It's been a bit of a dry patch for them. They would have liked to get out of the power play with Heather Seger still around. That would have made a huge difference, especially now because India's three spinners with Shafali bowling and Seger strikes at over 130 against them. That would have been nice, but unfortunately, that's not.
I think we will see Sri Charni soon enough. He comes, yeah, it is Sri
Sri
Charni.
Charni right into the attack.
What's
Ooh.
this angle? Bloody hell, show delivery strike, the delivery, the batters.
Well.
I want to see a bit of Sir Carlos as well, because Carlos is a very, very good batter, arguably the most technically proficient batter in this side. And yeah, she's definitely one of the best batters too, and easily the most experienced batter. She's been playing for Yorkshire for
That's
a
right.
while, and Yorkshire's home ground, of course, is Headingley Leeds. Oh, that's a
Oh.
boundary. Nicely played there.
Skips off the practice
Yeah.
pitches and the outfield and just gets a little pace as it.
A tad short, but that's all that Babette needed. Rocks back in. Yeah, pulls it, you want to say? Just half pulls it past Nandini Sharma at deep square. Well played, very well played. So, yeah, Sir Carlos has a lot of experience here, has a lot of experience playing the 100. So, yeah, I want to see. I hope she gets some good time over here, good batting time here. Oh, not bad. Steps down the track. But
Yeah, if all goes to plan, Sir Callis would be coming in next,
next, yeah.
batting
She
at
bats
4.
at number 4, and
Yeah.
Robin Riker bats at number 5.
Right. But I think the mainstay here also has to be Dalida, because she is someone who, even in the first game, did get 50.
Yeah.
In fact, nobody else in that innings crossed 20, if I'm not wrong. So she is the kind of batter around whom the rest of the batters will bat around. And I think this is a crucial for India. India needs to look to get this as soon as possible.
I want to see what Shani and Deepti Sharma do here. Like, what lengths do they bowl? Because a part of me wants to make these batters drive. Just play them, make them play on the offside, because it's not something that comes naturally to them, and they wouldn't have faced spinners of this quality, of this pedigree. So just bowl on the fifth stump. It's foolish enough so to bait them into playing those drives. Oh, almost gets a wicket there on the off drive, on the lofted off drive. But yeah, I would want to try and make them play more on the offside rather than bowling straighter lines or slightly short, because we saw what happened. You drop it, it wasn't a bad ball, it wasn't a short delivery, but these guys are adept at going on the back foot, and they would be a lot more comfortable, more being adept, they'd be more comfortable playing these deliveries to the leg side. So yeah, make them play on the offside and test them. So I want to see if they can do more of that. Oi.
Extremely well ball by Shisha, and it'll be interesting to see how they're varying their pace here. I think in the Netherlands innings, all we saw was mostly just slow spin. Indian spinners are definitely much faster. It'll be interesting to see if there's any purchase when they bowl it a little quicker. What I've seen so far, Charani also hasn't got it to turn at all. In fact, it's almost going on just with the angle, with the arm.
Yeah.
And that also adds into why it might make sense to just have the batters try and target the offside, leave those gaps open, just ask them to hit over the infield and possibly induce some fall shot.
I don't want to see. How do you now go about it? Deepti Sharma attack straight.
I think they should do it. I mean, I don't see any reason why they'd want to delay that any further. Deepti is the one who's got wickets. She's the one brimming with confidence. She's the one who will possibly know how to pick up wickets here. So might as well give her that opportunity. India have already done their fair share of experimentation during the power play. I think maybe a couple of wickets is what they need at the moment. And right on cue, Deepti is into the attack.
Puts, once again, loops it up. Oh, lovely shot,
That's a
Babette.
beautiful shot.
Oof. I told her that she should be tested, and wow, man, what a beautiful shot. Pierces the gap between cover point and, I want to say, extra coverish, whoever it was on the circle, on the edge of the circle. Well played. Again, not an easy delivery to dispatch, because it was on the middle stump and coming from around the wicket. Yeah. Very well played. Oh, lovely shot. Bisected the two fielders perfectly there. And Deepti Sharma, of course, with her pace as well, she bowled considerably slower in the last
true.
game. Her average speed was less than 75 clicks, and that's something that I've never seen. In all my years of watching women's cricket, I've not seen something like that happen. So, yeah, once again, she's bowling it slow, and you can see that. You can see she's intentionally trying to slow it up as much as possible, not trying to give the batters any pace whatsoever, asking them to generate all the power by themselves. So yeah, nice stuff. Good challenge for the Dutch batters, and I'm happy so far. So good. 50 as well coming up. 50 for one. In 7.2 overs, so not bad. Almost 7 runs per over. Oi, has not connected
Steps out,
it.
skies it. And that's a wicket. Jemmy takes a safe catch at mid-off, and Deepthi straight away getting things done. Once again, nothing's changed from the Bangladesh game. Still bowling those loopy deliveries. Would love to see the pace on this, and she's got her woman.
And by the looks of it, yeah, Deepthi was indicating that this drifted away a bit, and this wasn't an off spinner. I wanted to say it was an arm ball. It wasn't an arm ball either,
Yeah.
was it?
No, it seemed more like a side spinner
Yeah,
and getting a little
exactly.
bit of drift away from the batter ever so slightly. And that's what you'll get with the slow pace, but also the revs on the ball, something that the Netherlands bowlers were actually missing. They had the pace, which was slow, but they didn't have the revs on the ball.
Yeah, now it's time for stir colors. I spoke about how the Dutch batters need to be tested on the offside. So while previewing each of these, so the person I previewed it with Jeet Vachirajani, of course, he's someone who tracks all of these teams extensively as part of his job. He feels Sir Carlos has the best offside game of any batter in women's cricket. Not Netherlands, not
That is a big
Yeah,
claim.
that's a very big claim.
Yeah.
And he's not someone who throws around such claims for the heck of it. So I'm excited to see how she goes about her business and importantly how the Indian bowlers sort of bowl to her here.
All right, chat. I think a couple of new people have joined, so thanks for joining. Hit that like button. Subscribe to Women's Cricket Central. Subscribe to Women's Cricket by JB. We're going to be going live every single India game. We're going to be having these watch alongs, technical breakdowns, commentary, the full Monty.
Any comments?
Oh, yeah, I think there was a good comment. Some of the Dutch players are showing that they deserve full time contracts. Appalling that 1 out of 50 have a contract.
I think no one has a contract. They're just two full-time players, Sir Carlos and Babet Delira. The two
Right.
players right now in the middle are the only ones with professional contracts. One with Yorkshire and the other one, of course, with I'm forgetting what the South African domestic side is. But yes,
Right.
fantastic shot there. We spoke about her offside game. Wow, brilliantly played once again. Just cuts it past cover point. I want to say, was it point? Slightly short, but yeah, there's nothing on the surface. There's nothing in the air. Yeah, between cover and point.
I think bowling short balls here, especially as a spinner, is a fatal mistake because there's absolutely nothing off the pitch. Neither is it holding or gripping in the surface. Neither are you bowling it quick enough for it to skid on. So you have to be on the money. You have to be fuller, get the batters driving.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly like that. That one did spin a little bit. That will excite Deepthi Sharma.
By the end of the eighth over, 54 for 2 is where the Netherlands are at. Yeah, they've got another 8 overs or so, another 12 overs or so.
Yeah.
So 150 surely is not a unreasonable expectation.
Definitely not. I think about 100 odd runs to get there, 96 to be precise. That's
Yeah.
going at 8 runs to the over.
Exactly.
And I mean, they have wickets in hand. It doesn't seem outlandish. India are a bowler short in Shriyanka Patil at the moment. They should be targeting that. Obviously, they should be going for the win. But realistically, if they get 150 out of here, it helps them a lot and it'll hurt India. It'll sting them that they couldn't finish it off sooner.
Too full to play that shot, but Babette still goes through with it. A single taken straight to the fielder, deep square like Nandini Sharma. All right, Stir Carlos versus Sri Chani. I think this is the matchup because Stir again loves to play on the offside. She, in fact, is one of those players who also favors the offside over the on. So with Sri Chani taking the ball away, I want to see what she does here.
Be a little bit of a delay in play for some odd reason. Tarani's back. Flights it.
Straight to Radha Yadav there.
Radha
Can't
Yadav.
chance her arm for sure.
Going to be tough to get past that really good fielder at point.
Yeah, as is the case usually with spinners, they've got 4 fielders lining the offside ring. It's an extra cover, a point, and of course a backward point instead of a short third. Is that a wide or was it right or pad? Wide.
Seems to be
given.
wide, yeah.
Perfect. Perfect.
There's an
Yeah.
interesting, the field setting that they showed us clearly shows that India are happy to protect the leg side, which means that they're okay with the batters going across the
Yeah.
line and in a hope that they would be able to induce an edge to any of those fielders standing on the offside. But not at that length. That's not going
Yeah.
to happen. She's lucky there that she's not gone away for a 4.
The lines are fine again. They're bowling straighter lines simply because all the boundary riders are on the leg side. But I
Yeah.
agree with you. That length ideally should have been dispatched. It's okay. And this is the partnership, by the way. I hope this partnership is at least 50, if not more. take Netherlands, just take your side past 100, and from there you can see what can be done. Oh, played not in the gap, straight to that cover.
You can see what both batters are trying to do. They clearly see that opportunity to get a boundary on the offside. But I think in that process, they're also losing out on singles that they can potentially be. Maybe just sticking over the strike and get a little irritation to someone like Sricharani, who likes to accumulate her dots. Does it again and is not able to find the gap. That's the third dot ball in the over. And 5 deliveries have been bowled so far.
And she closes out well, Sricharani. Let's see what Babette does. Will she just try to, and get off this over rather than keep trying to pepper the offside with shots? Ooh, again, too
Ooh.
full to go for that shot. She still goes through with it. Very fine. I don't think she got the connection.
They'll sneak a
run
couple.
too. Yeah.
If there was even a little bit of, or rather, if there wasn't any bat on that, that might have been a good shout for
yeah.
LBW. She'd come across the stumps.
Fair bit.
Yeah, looking to access that 45 region down on the leg side, possibly get a boundary, but it's not worked out for her. 59 for 2 in the ninth at the end of 9 overs.
Mannat says that Mannat says that he or she is excited for the South Africa clash. All of us are. It is a big match, and it is an important match considering what's at stake for both those sides.
The virtual quarterfinal, if you think
Exactly.
about it, yeah.
At AKS 6, I'm sorry if I don't think that's a name. There are no vowels in it. Even Delanga bowled beautifully in both matches, given the pitches. She didn't do too badly, but I think she can be a lot more consistent. Right now, she's a fair bit inconsistent, and I won't blame her again. Not someone who gets to practice or ply her trade a lot. So the only way to sort of get better is by practicing, and that's unfortunately the can't do a lot, considering her full-time job. In fact, I was just reading on it a couple of days ago. Last year, during the qualifiers, there were times when she would play matches after as a new
God. That's right.
Insane. How can you finish a night shift and then play a game in the morning? That's again, of course.
Well, Deepthi back at it with the fake delivery. Classic Deepthi Sharma.
It goes on to say, I would assume that the securing. Oopsie daisy, apologies. All right. Yeah. Also goes on to say that they assume that they're securing the deep fielders on the leg side since Babette is a heavy sweeper off the ball, which is fair. There's nothing wrong in the field setting. What's wrong is with the bowling lines.
Steps out, doesn't get all of
Oh.
it, has not even carried too long on Shefali. It's collecting it on the bounce. And you expect this from Babette as well as from Deepthi, right? This is going to be a really interesting matchup. This possibly might be the most exciting phase of the game
Yeah,
from a
easily.
purely cricketing nerdy point of view. You're going to see Deepthi's brilliance, her slowing up the pace, and Babette trying to take her on. And Callis as well, to be fair.
Ooh, plays it too
Oh, she's
fine. There's no
placed
one
it well.
behind square in the offside. At least 2 runs. Yastika running gingerly. Oh, Smriti is there. Apologies.
Smriti also running gingerly.
Yeah, fair. But that shot that she played, I'm sorry if there's a fielder, stationed it long on, that shot wasn't on. Like,
Yeah.
unless you're really backing yourself to clear the field and hit a 6, like a Heather Seegers or something, that's a different thing. But why would you play that shot?
At the angle at which she was trying to play it, I think she wanted to get it much more towards mid wicket or to the right of long on, essentially. Yeah, cow corner-ish. Just didn't seem to work out for her.
Because I thought the mid-off, the long on was inside the circle. So she
yeah.
was just trying to clear the infield. The way she just chipped it, I thought that's what she was trying to do. Ooh, on the back foot. Well played, Carlos. That's a brilliant shot. Gets a boundary for herself. A shot that her namesake, Mr. Jacques, would be proud of.
Yeah, and I think it's living up to your expectation as well. You spoke about her offside gameplay. Jeet mentioned it as well. And you can see why he's rated her so highly, right?
That, by the way, there was a bit of extra bounce.
Extra bounce as well. She's
Yeah.
adjusted well. She's
Yeah.
gone back into her crease.
Yeah. Well played. Well played.
Yeah.
Again,
A
like,
little bit of drift there as well.
oof, beautiful, beautiful
Yes.
shot. Again, nicely done, nicely done. Very happy for them. 67 for 2, 9.4 overs versus India. Oh, of course.
Deepthi comes round the wicket. Chat, if you caught that, can we have a 6-7 in the chat.
Uh,
Well,
Anywho.
even if Deepti's bowled well, they've still got 9 runs off a first over and already 9 off the second with the ball to go. They'll be happy with how this. Oh, that's a lovely delivery, slowing it up a little more. And
Indecisive footwork on
Yeah,
Babette's
stuck
part.
on
She
the
should have
crease.
just, yeah,
Yeah.
she should have just gone ahead with it. But yeah, anyways, end of the 10th over, 68 for 2 is what the scorecard reads. And we will be back soon with Ashwin.
All right, lad, we are back
Right, lad?
on comms.
The one lad.
All right, one lad. We're back on comms. Last 10 overs to go. It seems like India is on their way to their second victory because of the required run rate that Netherlands already need to chase. 14 required of each over from here on. Still a high climb, but I think the Indian bowlers doing decently enough. Shriyanka Patil's
Oh.
injury. Ooh.
That's a beautiful shot. She's played that intentionally. She's waited for the ball to come right under her head and she's just opened the face beautifully. Kranti has a fielder deep at point, but she's realized that and she's picked up gap near third man.
Between the
Yeah,
wicketkeeper and the near third man. But yeah, not a lot of room for her to do anything
Oh,
about
yeah.
it, but she opens the face of the bat. Very much like Shefali in her very first ball, except Carlos was very, very much in control of that shot. It's very delicate shot to say the least, but yeah, getting a boundary off the very first over. Required run rate of 14. She's already ticked off 4 runs off that. 5 balls to go. Just 10 runs to get. That's 2 runs per ball.
Well, not as easy as it seems. I think Kranti just needs to hold that line, maybe a little bit more on the stumps and the length as the same as the first delivery because the kind of field she has 3 deep on the leg side. She has square leg, cow corner, and long on. And on the offside, she has deep point. So essentially, you just don't want to give the batter too much room, especially on off stump, to be able to free her arms.
AK SXM. I don't know if you guys read
Oh,
this.
yeah, the Dutch Indian bit.
Yeah.
Right? I was going to bring that up.
Akshay, I don't know if you read this, but as a Dutch Indian, I'm proud of how well Netherlands are playing, all circumstances considered. Seems
That's
like
the-
good things to come.
That has gone
The
over.
fact-
That's just beaten fine leg. I'm
For
sorry.
a 4.
Yeah, that's a 4.
The fact that you're on chat just means a lot, dude. Your graphic still says Deepti bowling, by the way. Well, I apologize. The graphic should
Apologies.
update. Hopefully,
It is tough to get free graphics when every company charges a bomb.
hope-
You know who I'm talking about.
Hopefully the graphic does update in time. I don't know why it's stuck, to be honest. 10.3 it's still at.
Well, we'll find out.
Oh, everything's accurate except for the bowler. Wow.
is-
hopefully the next over things change. But thank you for that.
Oh, that's a
Oh.
lovely ball by Kranti.
Is that the line you would want her to hold on to?
Yeah, yeah. Just keep attacking the stumps.
And I think Kranti, that's what she should do. The reason she's gone for so many runs without taking any wickets in the last couple of matches and the last year, including the WPL this year, is because she's very consistent, very inconsistent. Very inconsistent in terms of lines. Her length is quite decent, but her lines are all over the place, and because of which things can be a little problematic. Damn, the graphic is irritating. But hopefully, everything's accurate except for
Maybe at the end of the over, that should be okay. We'll find out.
Oh, that's a
Oi.
full toss and that's not
was
put
a
away. She'll be
wayward
very,
delivery.
very disappointed. Of course, I would be in the chat, by the way. I've been following y'all since IPL 2005. God damn, that's more than a
IPL
year.
2000.
Sorry, IPL 2025.
Damn,
to-
we went back to the ashes.
2025 is what I meant.
Hey, thanks.
Apologize.
Appreciate
That's
that.
been more than a year. Appreciate that. And you've come on to this channel too. If you do follow Women's Cricket, go down to the description. Subscribe to Women's Cricket Central. You saw Akshay. He hosts that channel and talks about women's cricket all around the world. A good bouncer from Kranti Gaur, not a wide given. That's 11 overs done with 77 for 2. Everyone perplexed with why that was not given a wide. Coke, if you want to sponsor us. Oh my god. Oh, that hurt.
This is Diet Coke, not any other form of it. Yours, I suppose.
But yeah, Krantika, that was a very interesting over from her. Again, a lot of different lengths, a lot of different lines. As much as it's T20 cricket, hey, AKSXM has already subbed to Women's Cricket Centre, Lakshay.
Let's go.
But yeah, a lot of different line and lengths. I think it's a bit of a disappointment when you think about her control, right? You need her to control more. As much as it's the T20 format, you still want to be able to control your line and lengths, and she's not doing that enough. Shefali back into the attack. Oh, that was good cricket all round from the Indian team.
Yeah, once again, Cal is trying to open up the offside because that's where she can get her boundary opportunities. Extremely slow from Shefali. I'm not going to take the brand's name because I'm not going to do free sponsorship here of what I'm seeing on free marketing rather on TV.
Oh, that's a
What
good
a
ball.
bowling!
Yeah, that's what a beautiful delivery from Shefali Verma. That's
Beautiful.
a pure off spinner's delivery, looping it up in the air, making the batter stretch and not know what they have to do towards. Do they go towards the ball? Do they wait for the ball? I think it nipped out a little bit. I don't know
Yeah,
what happened.
yeah.
Either she played the wrong line.
Let's see the grip that she had on this.
She has a very Ashwin like, as in
Oh,
me
that's
Ashwin
just
like.
a traditional off spinner's
I don't
grip,
think
but
that's an
it's
off spinner's grip.
she's just done this.
That's an arm ball.
That's possibly an arm.
Yeah,
ball,
that's an arm ball seaming the seam position towards the slip rather than towards the batter. And yeah, the ball just nipping out after pitching takes the off stump. That's a beautiful delivery. When I said Ashwin, I meant me Ashwin. That's how high I hold the ball. I can't really bowl off spin. I don't know why anyone bowls any kind of spin. I don't know why anyone bowls. I think everyone should be a wicket keeper batter. I have to.
Everyone should strive for excellence.
But that's an incredible ball from Shefali Verma. Dude, an arm
Yeah.
ball right outside the off stump. You don't know as a batter whether to go on the front foot or the back foot. You're stuck
Yeah.
on the crease. You just poke at it and you miss and you
And
give
that,
your wicket
and
away.
that was so incredibly slow. Even the previous delivery was just 68 clicks.
68.
Exactly. And I'm assuming this was even slower than that. Unfortunately, the broadcasters will never show the wicket ball speed. Very rare for that to happen. But yeah, just got beaten, didn't know where to go, front or back, caught on the crease. And that brings in Robin Rizki.
Wee!
Oh, that was a quicker one.
That was a much quicker delivery. It held its line slightly. Great ball. I think it held its. Yeah, true. To be fair, it did hold its line
Yeah.
off stump. That was good observation there. What an incredible delivery that was. That was a classical off spinner's delivery. No, that's not. She's saying off.
It's an off break.
But
It just didn't do anything.
no, an off breaker, the seam position cannot be the slips.
No, it was going like this.
No, it wasn't.
100%.
I will the replay will show
we'll
it.
see.
The replay. It was you traditional arm ball, the way Ashwin, as in Ravichandran Ashwin, the way he would
You're
also.
saying it going this way.
Yeah, the ball would have. If the ball spun, it would have spun the other way.
Are you saying the seam?
Yeah.
I don't think
Like for
so.
example, pass the ball.
I know what you're talking about.
Like the seam position was this, and she
Mhm.
released it with the index finger. How is the ball spinning and
Like this.
no, yeah, that's okay, but no, yeah. So a boundary.
that's
By the
four.
way, I completely missed the shot, but she like almost undercut the ball to the
Oh, that
ball.
way.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I don't know what happened with the shot. I have no idea what the
I
shot
think she
was.
cut it to the boundary. Oh, she reverse swept that.
Oh,
That's a good
what a
shot.
shot! That was a beautiful shot. Actually, picked the length very, very well.
Yeah.
It's a foolish delivery. She didn't have to move her feet at all. She didn't have to reach for the ball, play the reverse sweep behind, fine, like third man for a four. That was a good shot. She's just walked into bat, by the way. That was a very second delivery for her to pull out the reverse sweep. Good on her. Oh, again,
Tossed
very,
up
very
beautifully.
full. Oof.
Well played in the end. And Shefali's actually bowled a really good over. Varying her pace very well. India will be happy with what she's been able to do with that. Gets the all-important wicket of Callis. And yeah, now we're waiting for the next over.
Yeah, she's been bowling well for the last. I mean, her bowling well was it was highlighted in the semi-finals against Australia last year in the ODI World Cup
Mhm.
finals. And just became a thing of her being a golden arm. But she used to bowl. And now it almost seems like she's been practicing bowling quite a bit because if you see, even if she's inconsistent in terms of length, she is consistent in terms of line. She sticks to one certain line. It still shows Deepti Sharma. Interesting. So Deepti
Yeah,
Sharma will
vast.
bowl the rest of the 20 overs, look like. said. Pretty gutsy to RS on your second ball. Oh yeah, that's true. Reverse sweep on your say that's
Kranti comes in. That's an
oh.
LBW shout at least. Possibly going down leg. So that's good. That's good attacking lines from Kranti. I don't mind this at all.
That is true. Pretty gutsy to bring out a reverse. I'm still so confused. I don't think that was the answer. Then how do you release the ball as an off spinner with the seam?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it was that. Even if she just left it on the index finger, the max it should have done is go like this.
No, like
Or-
you know how Ravichandran Ashwin has a variation where he rolls his hand down the seam.
Yeah, but that's Ashwin. 100% can't do that.
But then how do you have an off? Oh, that's a miscued pull shot. Is that a field underneath?
That's in
Unfortunately,
no
not.
woman's
So
land.
then how do you release the ball possibly of seam so well towards the
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's
no, so
turned
what
towards
did
the
she
seam. She just released it like this.
but
Like
you
it's
can't
just done this.
no, but the seam position was towards the it was complete. That's why I thought it was the arm ball.
No, I don't think it. We'll actually take this off air. We'll have to have a discussion on this, possibly get back to you all. I wish if someone has a slow motion of that and can put it up somewhere, can
No,
send
but
it to us.
see the thing is
Yeah.
the reason even AXS SXM would say that it held its line
Mhm.
because if it was an off spinner delivery, it just would have gone straight on.
Yeah,
It
correct.
wouldn't hold its line. Because it was almost like an arm ball, is what I would assume. Then holding its line would mean holding its line, going straight.
I mean, the other argument is that there's anyways not been any spin on this turn. So
You know what? I'll actually. I'm almost make a reel about it. We will make a reel about it. There you go. Because I've seen this before, and the bowler, I don't know if it was in women's cricket or men's cricket, but the seam position was exactly that. It was towards slip, and the ball did turn, but he was talking about how it was a traditional off spin. And I was so confused by it all, and it was a right arm spin.
from a traditional off spinner's grip, I don't that's
Oh,
just
you know
not
what?
possible. Oh, we could see the wicket. What happened?
We went to a Deepthi Sharma dismissal.
Lads, we've actually lost our cursor and the live
By the way,
stream.
you can call me Aryan. Thanks. Aryan is better.
What the hell?
Pratibh's the cursor in Pratibh's laptop has stopped working. So when we went back, now we can't go live.
Oh, I might have to get my mouse for this. It's on my table. Oh,
This is insane.
I can literally see the cursor there and I can't move it.
Wait, so what happens now? Oh, so the match just continues from the wicket. I thought it was Aksham Lord. Oh, next.
Oh, I think it's
We
just
just go
showing
to
key
next
moments.
moment to next moment.
Hopefully, we'll catch up with you all in a bit. But
So
yeah,
this-
yeah, just this.
that is insane.
Oh,
Oh, so the mouse is on. Oh, we'll be live soon. Great.
we back.
No, we
I
are
mean,
live
the
on YouTube.
broadcast
The
that we're
broadcast
watching.
is live now. That's the funniest thing to me.
was this the wicket?
No, it's
Oh,
the Deepthi Sharma.
oh, it's not come yet.
Yeah.
Mm.
And we're back live. You can see what's happening. That's 13 overs done, 92 for 3. I like how a serious conversation of cricket led down to the computer just giving up on us. Try refreshing by using Control R. Well, we got a mouse back. The computer has a good mouse. We got that back. We can continue from where you're at. Hey, Aryan, so that's chill. We are live now. But yeah, it'll be very interesting to see the replay of that dismissal because
Mm.
I'm always confused by that seam position whenever off spinner. How they. And for Shefali to say that was an off spinner, I don't know. I don't think half of the time she knows what she's bowling, but it works.
I'll agree to that. Yeah, I'm not very sure.
Arush
she
is
knows what
back.
she's doing.
Arush,
done.
it's good to see you back in chat. You missed the whole thing, by the way. In the last 10 minutes, you missed a whole. Oh, that's a great shot. Use the pace quite well. Well, didn't time it all that much. She'll
Yeah.
get two off it, but that was a good, very good shot. A very safe shot because the keeper's up.
Yeah.
So any top edge would miss the keeper, and the fine leg is inside the circle. So in essence, a very safe shot, 116 of 41. You would say India should win this.
It'll be a disappointment if they don't. And actually, something that. Ooh. Well, so
wow.
we have news coming in that Nat Brunt is not going to be available for England's next two games. She's out with a calf injury. So this is definitely going to make Group B a lot more interesting. But coming back to what I was saying, it will be interesting to see Nandini Sharma here because this is where she traditionally bowl, which is in the middle overs and the death. And this is where you'll see her bag of tricks coming out in the form of her back of the hand slow balls, her bouncers, and just the general pace variations here. So let's see what she's got, her bag of tricks.
Yeah, Nandini Sharma, hope she hasn't brought out the slow ball yet.
Yeah, I don't think
I don't
so.
think, I don't think she bowled a single slow ball, which kind of surprises me to me. Should have in her first few overs. But she's
Whee!
back!
Oh, she's hit the
A
batter.
bit aggressive there, and I'm happy about that. I like
Well,
fast bowlers.
apologizes immediately.
Yeah, there was sportsman spirit all round.
Sportswoman.
Spirit all round. I think a bit of aggression is always nice. I feel like it's gone missing in the game of cricket, and I like to see a bit of aggression there.
Little
I
bit of
also
fire.
don't blame her. The batter walked
Was
out of her
outside the
crease.
Yeah.
Able to hit.
I
Get a
think the only
cheeky
thing
wicket.
I'd blame her about is Richa was standing up to the stumps and she absolutely fired it in. If it
Yeah.
hadn't hit the batter, that was probably 4 overthrows.
Why the hell did Shifali Verma hit Timber with the ball? Why the hell? Why wouldn't she?
Oh
my
That's the
God.
first pace change
Arey-
that we've seen from Nandini, is
Again,
what I want
she'll-
to say.
If she's again gonna apologize, good on her. She's not gonna apologize. She took the ball, walked right back, and
Yeah,
I'm
that's
happy.
that. Look at the pace decrease. That's 82.9 clicks down from 105, 106 that she's been bowling today. Brilliant pace change, and that's definitely the back of the hand slow one.
Off topic, but I feel another advantage
Advantage.
that the Netherlands woman has is that the average age is so young, so they will learn a lot in the World Cups and have plenty of time to apply their lessons in their career in case they are able to play a lot of matches. You can play one World Cup or two, and in between not play a lot of
Gone.
lovely stuff that from Nandini Sharma and Richa Ghosh. That's beautifully done by both the batters by both the bowlers seeing Nandini Sharma seeing the batter walk down, bowling a short ball, which is what you would do traditionally as a bowler. And Richa Ghosh, man, oh man, we have given her a lot of shit in the first game. This game, she hasn't had the chance to show off, but she's done that quite well. Rises with the bounce extremely well, takes it cleanly, and gets her first stumping of her tournament.
I think that's brilliant from Nandini Sharma because the batter was also charging down and she's decided to bang it in short, ensure that it becomes tougher for the batter to take charge of. And that's exactly what's led to finally the dismissal of the very important Babette.
Now we have
Yeah, now we have
right.
the wicket
So
available.
we have Shifali Verma's wicket loaded up. Hopefully, there's a replay to this. Where's the ball? Where's
slow-mo.
the ball? Right. So
Where's the ball?
now we can see the seam position. We are watching Shifali Verma's wicket replay, by the way, while we were talking about by the seam. Good stumping by Richa. Yeah, Manna, good stumping indeed. She rose with the bounce quite well and collected it cleanly. No, I'm okay with the release. Look at the seam position, is what I'm saying. Look, how do you have the seam position while bowling and all?
Like this.
Yeah, no, like Herbs, it's like.
Oh, like you're saying. Yeah, you just have to open your palm a lot more is what you have to do. What will be able to.
But
I
the ball will
still
never
think it's
spin.
a very tough delivery.
But
Yeah.
the ball will never spin.
Exactly what like. Oh. We were watching
yeah.
Shifa. Yeah, we were so confused for a moment
I
there
thought,
because
I
we
thought
thought
that
this
was so
live.
cool. Again, a reverse
Yeah.
sweep. Well, we are back live. Oh, I didn't know there's a character limit. Oh, I didn't know there's a character limit too.
Hey,
If there is a character limit
we
in
have enough
chat,
characters in the chat.
but Aryan had such a big text. How is there a character limit on chat? I mean, if there is, we'll remove it next time
Yeah, I
around.
don't think that should be the case. People have sent longer texts. Well, it is what it is.
No, no.
Can you keep it there?
I don't drink Coke until they
Can you keep it
sponsor
there?
us.
Damn. Hectic. All right, Netherlands 96 for 4.
Pause the stream.
And I have paused the stream, but they're still 96 for 4 regardless.
All right, so we have a couple of things out of the way now. If you guys haven't seen the chaos in the last 20 minutes. And a wicket, to be fair. 2 wickets, one by Shafali Verma and two by Nandini Sharma. She gets a second wicket in the World Cup. This is a very good out. Okay, right. So I was going to come back to this. I was going to come back. I have a bit of a rant uh, regarding her injury. It's in the sense that broadcasters don't do justice to the player. If the player is being stretched off the field, they shouldn't be shown. And I think you can see she's okay. You can she's been stretched off. You just need one visual to it. And if she's being stretched off the field, no player would be, first of all, no player would like to be in that situation to begin with. But for starters, no player should be should be broadcasted in a situation like that. I think a good example of a sport that does it really well is Formula One, where there is a crash and they don't show that crash until you know that the driver is walking out of that car. Until then, they don't show that crash. And I think it's just a matter of respect to the player. If she's being taken off the field in a stretcher, the least you can do as a broadcaster is not broadcast it to the world. You know she's not doing okay. You know she's covering her face. She's probably in agony. You know she's probably not going to take the field, especially after how she's being taken off the field. So the least you could do as a broadcaster is respect that player. In the end, I mean, you've shown enough visuals to the viewers. You know she's in pain. There's nothing good coming out of the fact. Oh, that's a lovely shot towards long on, towards mid wicket. They'll possibly get 2 runs. But yeah, I didn't appreciate that at all. We'll possibly make a reel on that. But like I said, the least you could do as a broadcaster is respect that player, and that shouldn't have been done. I thought that was poor broadcasting from whoever's controlling the main visuals. I don't think it's Star Sports. I think it's a feed. I might be mistaken. Is it a feed of English cricket? Like, is it a feed that we are watching?
Or it's
It's
Star
direct
Sports that's
control, right?
coming.
Yeah, I just didn't appreciate what was going on at all. Aryan says exactly like all the players on the field hid. Oh yeah, being taken off. I agree with that. Yeah. Oh yeah, in football, yes, that did happen. And I think it does happen in football also quite a bit. The broadcasters showing things that they really shouldn't. I mean, as viewers, you want to know if the player's doing okay.
How
Oh,
is that?
Oh,
Fingers
whoa.
gone up.
That was given straight away. And is that a review straight away? Akshay keeps saying bat.
I mean,
Oh, okay, fine. That's possibly
taking the review.
out
Yeah.
because she's taken a review after consulting with the non-striker.
That looked plumb in front, to be fair. Yeah. Sharani coming into the attack in the 15th over. She's bowled 2 overs, none for 11. And this will go up for DRS, but
Yeah,
I do think this is out. Yeah.
You don't think this is?
I do think this is out. Sharani getting a pat on the head from Harman.
Too full a delivery to play a sweep shot.
Yeah.
Especially, I don't know if she's trying to play the convention. They milk Nagidi's accident too. Yeah, they really did. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I don't think broadcasters do a good job respecting. And I think this. Well,
50K views incoming.
you're seeing it live. You're seeing how we think of
The
real ideas.
conception of an idea.
Yeah.
Does that hit the back leg?
Yes.
Yeah, then it's definitely plumb, even more so.
Oh, that's hitting. I was
Yeah.
assuming that's.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think it would
was spun
swing
that much.
Yeah. Still out.
Sricharini gets her first wicket off the match. She really hasn't. The Indian team didn't really need her this game. It's also where she's been held back a lot. But yeah, Sricharini gets her first wicket off the match. Netherlands are 98 for 5. Chat, it's prediction time. It's prediction time. Let me know if Netherlands is going to get how much is going to be the total score by the end of their innings. Now, they might last 20 overs, they might not last 20 overs, but by the end of their innings, what's their score going to be? If you get it spot on, we'll find out what's going to happen. But first, let's just see if you will get it spot on. Is the stream behind or something? You know what? The stream
It
might
be
behind.
actually.
Can you check? Oh, you know what we should do actually? We should. If wait. Is the stream behind or are we behind? In the sense that are we watching the match behind? Like, 134 for 8 says Arush. 135 says Aryan. 125 says Anushka. I like how Anushka only puts things in the chat when she has to predict. Paul the
Respect.
Octopus. If you don't know who that is, I'm not insulting you. Go back to 2010, you will know who Paul the Octopus. Very full delivery to sweep the ball. I was going to say drifted, but then she's a left arm spinner. Right in. 99 for 5 and 14.2. This should be a straightforward victory. Again, this should do well for India's net run rate.
Yeah. I mean, for Netherlands, the thing we were talking about is can they get to 150 odd? And at some point, it did look like that might be the case. But unfortunately for them, they have lost a couple of wickets in quick succession. And now we will be refreshing our own stream. We'll be back. That's a boundary, I suppose. Match force 41.
You guys are behind. So they said we're reacting to the chat pretty quick, but we are reacting to the match very late.
Fair.
So possibly we are behind, but
Possible.
what can we do? What can we do? That's the boundary of Sri Charan. He's over delivered. Oh, a plays across the line again. A very full delivery to possibly play the sweep shot. I think she was going for. They just take a single because of Jemmy's
Oh, that's
efforts out
nicely
in the
done by
field.
Jemmy. Yeah.
Yeah, quick throw at that too. The graphics are ahead of your match. Oh yeah, 100%. And Deepti Sharma is still having a bowl at this point. Yeah, the bowler name is
Well,
not
it
getting
seems
changed.
to be an issue at the server end, if I'm not wrong, because there don't seem to be any updates because everything else seems to be working fine.
Well, it's okay. It's just one thing
Life.
that's wrong. But it is. The South Africa game will fix it all. Will fix. Last ball of the 15th over that's gone in the back foot, nudges towards fine leg for a single. That's 15 overs gone. Netherlands are 105 for 5. We will come back after a short break. Yeah. That's the last 5 overs of the innings. We have Akshay back in and Deepti Sharma back into the attack. That's lofted over mid wicket for a single. Akshay, last 5 overs.
Yep.
The chat has predicted a lot of things. What do you think of?
What have they predicted?
I can't 125 all out.
Ah,
And well, they predicted how much Netherlands are going to.
151.
151 is what Akshay says. They're going to score almost 45 runs in the last 5 overs.
They bat, by the way, till number 10.
Yeah.
Iris Billing used to open for Netherlands up until like a year.
But you think they'll be capable enough to score that today?
Spinners are pretty done right now. They have to go back to their pace. I think they singles. They
Yeah.
run decent. Give 'em a lot of dot balls. So let's see.
What's your I mean, I know the game is not done and dusted yet, but what would be your biggest takeaway from this match as an Indian fan, not an Indian fan, but as an Indian management player and as a Netherlands management player?
For India, that Sri Lanka needs to be tapped in highest.
Okay.
For Netherlands, of course, one thing is they're clearly not used to bowling left hand, right hand combo. Bangladesh have zero left handers, so I didn't really come to the fore. But tonight we saw how much they struggle to sort of, adapt or adjust their lines while bowling to Smriti after bowling to Shafali and vice versa.
That's a wild
I
sweep
hope no
shot.
women's land. Yes.
Oh my
thankfully.
god, how do you have a top edge that lands nowhere in the game of cricket? It's never happened to me. Every top edge of mine has been caught.
I mean, it is. I would say, but yeah, for Netherlands, so that's definitely one thing that's definitely a takeaway from me. Like for me, like that's something I have to practice a lot more of. Not bad. Apart from that, what else? I think Netherlands feeling wasn't bad at all. They were quite clean for most parts. There was one drop catch Phoebe dropped. Smriti, was it?
Oh, there were a couple of drop
Oh, there were
catches.
two of the same batter, right?
Yeah, so Smriti was dropped.
Ooh, gap or fielder? Oh, in the gap.
Richa was dropped twice.
Richa was dropped twice. One was by Phoebe. I'm forgetting the other one. Phoebe dropped the straightforward, the dolly catch.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Did you see the one that went up in the air, leading edge?
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Arush says, guys, is it just me or do you think the has slightly tweaked her action in this? Has she?
I don't think she's tweaked her action intentionally in the sense to do anything with the ball, but I think she's tweaked her action in the sense to have. I do think she has tweaked her action to begin
Yeah.
with, but I think it's to slow it down a bit.
I was about to say,
Yeah,
I think
to-
she slowed down her arm speed just so that
Yeah.
she can slow the. Oh, it hasn't connected it, but has it cleared the fielder? I don't think it has.
Yes, there you go. That's another wicket for Sri Charani. I'm very happy whenever she
Wow.
gets a wicket. India get another wicket. Sri Charani gets a second. India gets her sixth. Smriti Mandana taking a very, very comfortable catch.
Why would you play that shot? Long on station. If the long on fielder was inside the circle and you hole out to mid on, I still understand. Why would you play this shot? Like, were you thinking that shot was ever going to clear long on and go for a six?
I think it was the same thing that was happening in the last over. I don't know what the intention behind the shots were. I think they were just swinging at it. I don't know what the.
that shit.
Well, that's that's one way to put it. But yeah, Sri Charani getting her second. I think as an Indian fan, I think as an Indian management, something I don't really know what they can be really proud of from. I mean, they can be a lot. They can be proud of a lot of things. The execution is one of them.
Yastika?
It's something they take away.
Yeah. Take away her. Send her back.
Good lord. I think they would have understood by this game that Yastika, like fitting her in, is trying to make sure the openers fail. And if the openers perform, you have no idea where to play her. You don't know when to send her because you know Jemmy, oh my god, that spun quite a bit.
Oh.
That did that get the outside edge?
I
That's
thought it was
reviewed
just
straight
turned,
away, I
wow.
think. Yeah,
Yeah, it's been. She's like, she doesn't think.
I think that's just wildly spun. Oh, wow,
Beautiful
what a
ball.
ball.
Beautiful ball.
Tailed in, spun out. I think that's the first real ball that we've seen spin off the pitch.
Fair enough.
At least-
Deepthi also didn't turn the ball as
Yeah.
such.
And no wrist spinners on the ball.
I think there were a couple that spun, but I might be
Oh,
that out there. I think there's daylight. At my back.
I love that Kookaburras logo, by the way. What a good logo. Very
You like
big-
this one? I like the OG one. Man.
Oh, really?
I like the OG.
True.
This.
Oh, Kahuna. Oh, what a good bat. I had a Kahuna. Oh, wow. I didn't know he is there. He's the, what, fourth umpire? I'm forgetting his name. Umpire. Yeah, Richard
I
Kettle,
don't
bro.
think it's the fourth umpire. It's an all-female panel.
Oh, that is an outsider. That's a bit of a tickle.
Hey,
But is that
is
in-
that big enough to be given out?
to be fair, the bat is walking.
I mean, chuck the batter because I see daylight between bat and ball. To be honest, I don't think it was conclusive enough to be proven.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I mean, the spike wasn't big at all. That
Yeah.
spike could be because of anything.
And again, Netherlands is the first time they're using carriers. They have absolute. For them, maybe
Oh.
they're still checking. Exactly. I don't think it's big enough to be called out.
I mean, I don't know what they'll possibly be checking from
Exactly.
this.
From this, what do you get? Oh, Richard did. That was the. Oh, it's been that
Oh.
shit.
Sri Charani is on a hat trick. I completely forgot this was back to back.
It says and
Let's go. Which year did you have the bat? English willow, Kashmir willow? Let us know. Did you ever count the amount of grains you had on the bat? I used to do.
I used to when I learned it for the don't the
Yeah, same. Yeah. I mean, interesting that you say that. I don't know if that was conclusive enough to give that a wicket. That was a tickle, is what I'll say. See, if it was not out, I would say there isn't enough evidence to call it out. But if it's out, it should be out.
Fair
Oh,
enough.
yeah, I know, fair, yeah.
Umpire's call.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a
correct.
fair point.
There's no conclusive evidence to change the decision. Oh, that's oh, ugh,
I was really getting excited.
damn.
Meanwhile, this was the pair that in the last game from 116 for 8 took the side to 140. So yeah, let's hope they are able to.
I mean, your call of 151 is still on the cards with 3 wickets in hand. 151 is 150. Yeah, 150.
37 of
Oh, lovely ball.
back
Two,
foot pe mat
yeah,
khelo yaar.
too
You
full to
can't.
go back.
Yeah, and even if it was short enough, like Srichani is the one getting some turn. You're not good enough to
That's true.
turn.
Do that.
I feel.
Oh. Yeah, I think one takeaway from the Indian team management is you gotta go with the same batting lineup against Pakistan. You have to do it.
Best thing now. Again,
You're
fingers
gonna bring up
crossed.
Radhe. Oh, Sriyanka Patil.
Yeah, fingers crossed, Priyanka. Oh,
Oh,
has
that's
she
a good
connected it?
I don't think she has at all. And that's the fourth wicket for Sri Charani. She finishes her spell with 4 for 19 in her very first T20 World Cup. Yeah, very first T20 World Cup. That's 114 for 8 in 17 overs. Your prediction of 151 seems like a bit of a lull.
Now is of I'll revise it to
Damn. English Willow a long time ago, 10 years back. During my coaching days, I did count my grains, but I don't remember good on you. As long as you counted and all of that.
But yeah, if God forbid Priyanka is injured and ruled out of the कौन होगा
I mean, Radha Yadav, I think.
no replacement. Who do you bring in?
Oh, you can do that between World Cup.
Because if someone's injured, you can replace.
I did not know. I didn't know that's a thing.
What?
Oh, that is true. Oh my
Why
God.
would you not be able to? No
I
injury replacement, of course.
completely went blank. Oh, I would hope Sri Lanka is not out of the tournament.
That's why I said let's.
I
hope,
would bring in
fingers
Anushka
crossed.
Sharma. I would bring in Anushka Sharma, have her in the team, replace Shriyanka Patil with Radha Yadav. Yeah, of course you can replace. I had a bit of a brain fade, and then bring in Bharati Fulmali and just oh,
Nah, that's. I don't. I mean, I don't think her
well,
feet moved
Richa
beyond.
says it's out.
Ali is happy. Oh.
What would you do?
Yeah, Anushka is the name. Anushka was the name. Oh, she's been given out straight up.
Oh, so this is something umpires have talked about
Got
to
it.
like
Accelerate the process.
accelerate so that
Yeah.
it doesn't have to go. Well, Richa Ghosh does a brilliant job with the gloves. This is almost like a turnaround from what she did against Pakistan. Oh,
Man.
beautifully done. Pretty
I thought her feet was always in.
pretty slow to get to this.
Ah, exactly.
I have a lot to say about Richa Ghosh's wicket keeping. I think it's absolutely terrible, but she got a stump. No, the chat knows. If you're new and if you've seen this opinion, I apologize. But if you've been following Cricket by JB, the other account for the last whatever years, you would know my opinion on Richa Ghosh's wicket keeping. But she's
man.
improved. It's
Improved, yeah, but and 135 also.
yeah, true.
Yeah,
She really
Those
can't
feet have-
bat.
really.
My 135 looks bleak. Oh, is what you said.
What I said. Oh, okay. AKSXM. Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't know. Oh, flights.
Oh, and is that a third wicket? That is the
Good
third
catch.
wicket, and that's Jemima Rodriguez taking the catch for India to finish off the game, winning by mathematical
96 runs.
96 runs. India win by 96 runs in the very second game of the World Cup. Two back-to-back dominant wins is what you would expect. 95 runs.
Oh, yeah. 209.
Well, it's not just my math, is what I'll tell you. Winning by 95 runs, 114 all out. I don't think any of y'all got your predictions right.
The last 5 wickets went for just one
One run, yeah.
Oh, geez.
That's India dominating their way onto another victory, winning against Pakistan, winning against Netherlands. This is what you would expect from the Indian team against these two teams. The next match against South Africa, Akshay is missing out on it.
Yeah,
But
unfortunately.
before we end the stream and before we say goodbye to Akshay for one game before he comes back for the rest of the games, what do you make after the first two games, India? Do you think they should be on a high going to South Africa?
I mean, they were always going to start this. Pakistan and Netherlands, and they've defeated both of them quite comprehensively. Sure, I'll give them that, but they will be high on confidence.
True.
But I still don't think hard favorites versus South Africa, but they'll be high on confidence. That's for sure. And they'll have the crowd behind them. Importantly, games in Manchester, you can expect a lot of Team India fans at Old Trafford. So
By the way, Aryan, you said 135 to begin with, all right? You can't just change your answer after you say, oh, Aryan got a spot. Did he actually get a spot? Didn't you say 135? Aryan said 135. If I'm not. Yeah, yeah. Hey, can't just lie in the chat and have people support you, Aryan. You can't have that. But yes, India win the game. And by 95 runs, this is it. It was great to see you all. Like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. If you haven't already, subscribe to Akshay's channel, Women's Cricket Central. It's in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you guys on Sunday. Hopefully with a third person, maybe replacing Akshay for one day. If not, just Praatibh and I doing the whole course for 4 hours. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys on Sunday. Tata. Thank you guys so much on chat. We'll see you guys
take
on
care.
Sunday.